Okay. Okay, starting up the stream here. Okay. Okay. Hope everyone's having a good weekend here. Oh, desktop audio. I gotta turn that off. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, hello, hey everyone, how you guys doing? Let me just post this on Twitter here. Here's somebody, I hear myself repeating for someone's mic.
Is that better?
Hello, yeah, it's better. Okay, I'm gonna starting that fool's gold. You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Just fighting with the cops.
I hope everyone's having a good, Oh, I just joined, I started up the posse with it. Who didn't join the posse?
Me.
Who's me?
Gamer.
Oh, Gamer. Gamer, I guess, sorry then, I didn't realize you weren't in the posse. Could you stay in that session then and just invite us the second it's, we're done? That'll be, okay. Oh, I'm not gonna really comment politics, Mario. Okay.
I think strawberry. Lawless town and.
Oh, and I gotta. Okay. Turn on auto aim. Oh, thank you, Gamer, for sponsoring my channel again.
Got it.
Do you think we'll have an update in July? Possibly, but July is the make it or break it month. July is the final chance for Reddit Online to ever come back. If there's nothing in July, it's over. And I'm gonna have a video talk giving my final thoughts about this soon. This is the only super chat I can afford, but what is worse, a video game addiction or a drug addiction? Because my dad keeps giving me crap for it. Well, thank you for the super chat, W3, and don't worry about the amount in the super chat. You don't even have to super chat me to ask me questions. I appreciate any amount always. But I'll tell you this: I'll tell you, the vast majority of video game addictions I don't think are actual addictions. I think it's just people just play more than normal. Very rarely will you see video game addictions, like. And for answering your question, drug addiction is way worse than a video game addiction. I don't know how anybody can tell you otherwise that a drug addiction isn't worse than a video game addiction, and whoever thinks that a video game addiction is yeah. Let me just check here. Normal, okay. But look,
help you.
It's not much, but I like your channel since 2016. Thank you, D. Quaras. Thank you for the super chat also. Look, what I'll tell you about it is that the vast majority of people that are classified as, great. He's still not dead? Okay, I got him there. The vast majority of people that are classified as video game addicts aren't actual video game addicts. They're just people that just like to play more than normal. More than normal, I would say, is, play most of the day. When they have, if they have the weekend off and they play, pretty much the whole day, I don't consider that really video game addiction. Video game addiction would be more like somebody, not going to work or not going to school and just playing video games. Like skipping meals and stuff like that just to play video games. That's what I would call video game addiction at that point. So very few people are actually, the amount of people, I don't deny that there's people addicted to video games, but the amount of people that are addicted to video games are much less than what the media claims it to be. Damn, this terrain just sucks.
I'm just sliding on.
I can't lock onto him. Can you lock onto Leon?
No, it doesn't let me lock onto him.
Oh no, don't tell me another guy's cheating in here. Come on, man. Seriously, it's like, okay, I gotta test this. Let me double check my settings one more time. And I gotta see this. Lock on mode normal, okay. Okay. And I can't lock on to him. And hang on, I'm gonna walk up to him right now. Let's see if I can't lock on. Is this the one over here? Is this him?
Yeah, it's Leon's armor.
I can't lock on to this guy either.
No, that is not.
Saucer, are you able to lock on to him?
I'm using free aim.
Trio, can you lock on to him?
I can't, no.
Hey, for people wondering, I'm not on PC, I'm on PlayStation. This is a glitch. A glitch where people can't lock on to you. This guy's cheating. It's just, So, Pierston, you can't lock on to him either, right?
No.
Trio, try to lock on to the guy with armor over here. Tell me if you're getting the same results. You can't.
I can't, he keeps killing me.
My god, what a loser. Like, seriously, like, it's like... my god, these people... Like, somebody that does something like that should be banned. Like, or just given a warning for months. Like, it's just, like, how people can abuse God mode and, like, you know, off the radar and, like, GTA and Red Dead. Like, just these stupid exploits and glitches, and they don't get punished for it. It's just... This is disgusting. What a cheating scumbag. A piece of crap this guy is. Honestly, a piece of crap, excuse my language. Is just... And I feel bad for using explosive rounds in these modes. But it's like, that... You know, that's 10 times worse. Ah, damn. 3 Lancaster repeater shots. My god, what a terrible, terrible player. I really don't even want to play in this match anymore at this point. Like, it's just... Cheater. I thought that I thought I still had free aim on. That's why I couldn't lock onto him. But no, I checked. I had auto aim on, and it's just. Can I at least lock onto this other guy here? Okay, at least I can lock onto him. At least, okay, at least he's playing fair. But it's just it's just. Oh my god. I'm sorry for if I'm getting mad in the stream, guys. I just cannot stand when people cheat like this. It's just.
Oh!
My god. Guys, make sure you everyone, let's all report Leon right now.
I report him already.
I'm gonna report this. This is probably gonna do nothing, but I'm still gonna report it.
Yeah, there's another guy that has the armor, but I can't log on to him either.
Yeah, no, that guy in the barn, I can't look onto him either. I think there's 2 of them cheating right now.
Yeah, there are. That's what players are.
This is just what a loser.
Yeah, what about...
Yeah, if I had incendiary rounds for my shotgun, I'd use that. You don't even need auto aim for that. That's just scumbag. He hasn't died once because
I think there's 2 people cheating right now because I can't lock onto 2 of them.
Yeah, I guess no one didn't get killed for those guys. Because they're just lit. They're cheating.
I'm just so tired of these dumb people that just ruin the games. It's... Semi-automatic pistol, well... Yeah, at least he killed me fair and square, that guy there.
That guy.
Uh-oh, one behind me. Yep, I knew it. No, I am.
I'm using a rifle, which should have greater lock-on range than a repeater, but it's just...
I can't charge at him.
And the stupid thing about this is I could send this stream to Rockstar, in Rockstar support, and I'll be like, hey, this Leon guy's cheating, and it's clear proof that he is. And yet, it's like, Rockstar will do absolutely nothing. Nothing about it. For anybody who super chatted, I'll read your super chats in a moment. I'm sorry, I was just getting pissed off with this.
Yeah.
My God, what a loser. Seriously, it's just.
I know. Scumbags. You're all. You two are scumbags.
Scumbag. It's just this. 28
Look,
kills
you
and
guys-
0 deaths. He's the only guy in here who did not die. Stupid cheater. Is honest. Damn.
And also, Melon right there, he also did that too. We can't lock onto him.
Oh, I'm trying to fix Vice City Stories Part 8, Alexandro. Just give me some time with that. I'm trying to fix that video. Opinion on gas prices? Well, you know, the government took some steps against the gas industry, like, you know, last year, and, you know, even this year, that did not help and just made the situation much worse. The government talks a lot about clean energy, but they don't realize how dependent we still are on gas. And I'm gonna join your session, gamer here. Thanks for getting me into Reddit Online. It's so much more better than GTA Online, even without the support from Rockstar. It's all around better experience. Thank you, Platinum. It's my dad's birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday to your dad, Abdul. This Sunday, I'm gonna be doing a charity stream on Vice City, and we'll be completing we'll be trying to complete the 100% thing. Good evening, Prone, everyone. Hey, Manix.
What day
Slippery
you planning to do
bastard
that
doesn't
again?
prevent you from locking on.
What?
What day are you planning to do that?
Sunday. What did you say, Saucer?
Somebody was asking in chat if it could be slippery bastard, but they changed slippery bastard. You can still lock onto them.
No,
but
it's
it
not.
just
It's
makes them miss.
It's not slippery because when it's slippery, you should see the Deadeye symbol above their head, and on top of that, the little blob that you aim at them with, it'll be bigger, so it'll be harder to aim at them. But there was no blob. I couldn't even get any kind of lock, nothing. And also,
No, what I'm saying is slippery bastard doesn't prevent you from locking onto them.
No,
It
I
just
know. I agree.
makes you miss. Yeah.
But also on top of that is, when you have Slippery on, I'm pretty sure that your accuracy towards other players is also limited. But he was hitting me with perfect accuracy. I was getting Lancaster headshotted by him across the map. So there's like,
Yeah,
you know, that was...
clearly cheating.
Yeah.
I think the cheat is actually very easy to accomplish, so that these people
It's
can do that.
stupid. He says that my video game addiction is just as bad as drugs. Well, I'll just tell you, with all due respect, W3T, your father has no idea what he's talking about. Like, video game addiction does exist, but there's like, it's nowhere near as bad as drug addiction. Nowhere near. Video game addiction at, like, you know, at most, you know, the worst thing that's gonna happen is probably, you know, you're not going to your job, you know, not going to work, maybe skipping meals, you know, not eating as much because you're constantly playing video games. But drugs will actually destroy your mental health. Well, I guess video game addiction can kind of do that too, but drugs will destroy your health, your body. It'll make you completely dependent on the substance. So it's like, I don't know, like, video game addiction does exist, but it's not as bad as drug addiction. So I don't know how somebody can possibly claim that.
Can I have an invite to the posse, please?
But also, it's like, yeah, I'll invite you to posse. But also, I'll tell you something. Usually the people that complain about, like, the younger people playing video games, usually they're much older people, and they don't seem to understand, you know, video games as much. They think it's stupid. And what I will say though is that oftentimes these same people, they will have something of their own. Like, they'll smoke cigarettes or they'll drink alcohol. And then they'll talk about how bad video game addiction is. So it's just, you know, there's a lot of hypocrisy that goes around. Do you like the gas prices? No, I don't think the government knows what it's doing. Like with the, that stupid, what was it, when they repealed the gas tax for like 3 months, that's not gonna do much. The government went on TV and was celebrating it like it was some kind of big deal, like it was gonna accomplish something. It's not gonna do anything. I mean, it's better than nothing, don't get me wrong. You will save a little bit, but it's like, I think it's only, if you fill up a full tank, you'll save like $2 to $3. So it's like a bag of chips, basically. That's like, like, people don't want that. People want the gas prices to go back down to $2 a gallon. They don't want it like, being at like $5, $6, $7, $8 a gallon. So that's, Happy Friday, Pro. Have a great weekend, Afina. Thank you, Afina. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, Pro. Loving the content and been watching you since 2018. Have you seen the leaks of the canceled sequel to Scarface: The World Is Yours? Yes. Thank you, Fox, for the super chat. I seen it on Mafia Games channel. Yeah, it was really cool. As Tony's gonna be going to Las Vegas. Maybe one day somebody can remake it. You know, maybe another developer can buy the project and do it. Hey, Mr. Professional, how are you, man? Love your content. Hope your channel continues to grow and get bigger. How's your day? My day's going good, Crazy Kevin. How are you, man? I know, my cores are pretty bad. Thank you, Jonathan, Jonathan Contreras. I have a friend who skipped school for a week just to play 2K22. Yeah, that would be video game addiction, I would say. I know it was not much because $5, our $5 is US $1, I think, but your channel is great. Queras, if I'm reading your name correctly, don't worry about the amount that you super chat to me. I always appreciate any amount. You don't even have to super chat to me. Don't ever think that you guys have to super chat to me. Is like a lot of scumbag YouTubers will like ask for super chats and donations. I don't do that. I never ask for donations. I always appreciate any donation people give me, but I have never on my channel ever once asked for a donation, ever. The only time I've ever asked for donations is when I do charity streams, but that's for reasons, for charity. But I've never asked for super chats, so don't ever worry about the amount that you send to me. I always appreciate any amount.
Alright. Here.
Hello, gamers, and hello, Pro. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. I hope that Reddit Online gets an update in July. I hope so too, George. Thank you for the super chat, man. Love the Scarface series. Stay well. Thanks, Jonathan.
I can picture it now. July 4th update. Give your horses red, white, and blue skin color. Add firework dynamite.
Seriously, since my last stream in the game, did they add anything new? No. Seriously, the amount of cheaters, Gilly encounters in GTA Online in this stream is ridiculous. Yeah. There's, cheaters on just Rockstar games in general are just, the problem is bad. They weren't using Slippery, Dante. I hope you know that. You would be able to tell if he was using Slippery. And also, I gave the guy the benefit of the doubt. I went up to the guy several times to try to lock onto him. I even asked my friends, also for their opinions before I basically said he's cheating, which he was. Bro, you don't live in New York City anymore. I lived in I lived on the outskirts of New York with my family. Well, I lived in the suburbs of New York, I should say. But it's, you know, I haven't lived in New York State for almost 2 years at this point. Thank you, D. Queras, for the super chat. You'll see, my Modern Warfare Remastered playthrough have a lot of good outfits. I noticed that you got the PC version of Scarface: The World Is Yours running on modern hardware. Were you unable to get the remastered mod to work? I couldn't get the remastered mod to work. I tried several times to install it, I couldn't get it running, so that's why I played just a regular version. I couldn't. I have the US disc retail version, so I have the disc version of Scarface, and I could not get the remastered mod to work. It just wouldn't work. So it's Well, I think you need to do a glitch to get the Sisika Penitentiary, and I don't know how to do that.
No, you don't. No way to do that.
I just joined the stream to see the cheater mow you down. I'm tired of Rockstar not giving this game the love and attention it needs. They need to bring updates and better ways to stop cheater. Oh, I agree with you, Dragon. I've been following since 700 subs. I like your content. You speak the truth and people don't like it. Ignore the haters, pro. Well, thank you, Anthony. Thanks, man. Oh, I know. If Rockstar releases anything, they still won't acknowledge the Reddit Online hashtag. Hey, Professional, thanks for checking out my playthrough The Lost and Damned. I wish the best for you. Well, thank you, Lurt, if I'm reading your name correctly. Do you think it could be slippery? No, Cryptic. It can't be slippery because when it's slippery, Okay, wait, does anybody here have slippery, upgraded? In my
Nope.
posse?
No.
Yes.
Okay, wait, Saucer, can you equip slippery and I'll just deform the posse just so we can show the stream?
Sure.
Because people are saying that that guy was using Slippery, the guy that I was accusing of cheating. I'm going to show you guys what Slippery actually does.
Okay.
Where are you right now, Saucer?
I'm over by the bounty board.
Okay, I'm coming over to you.
Alright, about to start fish.
Yeah, NPCs. Okay. Okay. Saucer, could you get on foot and just activate, Slippery? So see, when he activates Slippery, you can see the Deadeye symbol on the map, and this is what happens. You can still lock on, but your accuracy is terrible, so it becomes like this big blob. That's what happens when somebody uses Slippery. That Leon guy was not using Slippery. That Leon guy was using an off-the-radar glitch. And also, when somebody has Slippery on, they cannot, their accuracy to the other player is terrible, I believe. So let me put on Slippery right now, and I'll show everybody. For people that are saying the cheater was using Slippery, where is it here? Slippery here. Okay. 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 So look, when I'm using Slippery, I don't get accuracy. And even my accuracy is terrible as well. So both players' accuracy is terrible. And if I get the Lancaster repeater, which is like the most accurate gun in the game arguably, and even when I activate Slippery, see? I still can't get good accuracy. So that's, the fact that he's, like, shooting me at, like, 50 meters or 60, 70 meters right in the head of a Lancaster repeater, and I can't even lock onto him at all. And even when I get close to him, I can't lock onto him, and he's just instantly headshotting me. No, he's cheating. He's using an off-the-radar glitch. So that's the answer to the people that were saying he was using Slippery. This is what Slippery does, and it's, all that. But thank you for the super chat, Cryptic. The video you put out for Scarface today isn't letting me play it. Yeah, Blaine, you're gonna... Sometimes people... for some people it works right away, for sometimes other people it doesn't. So you might have to wait like an hour or two. I don't know why. Like, for me it works, for some other people it doesn't. But usually, when people come back to the video a few hours later, it works.
Yes, indeed.
Why did CJ get the big smoke with Officer Tenpenny noticing and killing both Ryder and, Pulaski? That's a good question, Alfredo. I guess Tenpenny wasn't really paying attention to what happens to, what happened to Ryder. And I guess he couldn't prove that CJ was behind it either. Thank you, DL Gaming.
I always
What
thought
if...
that he
What?
did that so that he could kill, both Sweet, CJ, and Smoke at the same time.
What if CJ's ZR350 appeared in more missions? I wonder what Sweet would have commented on the car and asked CJ where he got it in Homecoming. Are you talking about the car that he won? Yeah. Well, Sweet doesn't know a lot of the stuff that CJ went through.
He had attacked an aircraft carrier for him.
Can I have help selling my moonshine business?
Sure, I'll help you in a moment.
Whenever
Hey, Mr. Professional, curious question. What is my favorite food and how's my day? My day's good. My favorite food is sushi, Crazy Kevin.
That's what I'm having right now.
Oh, well, hope you enjoy. I love sushi. Do you think that Reddit is online is getting an update next month? I don't know. Old people have the most terrible takes on video games. Yeah, a lot of times. I've been holding down the fort, hunting down griefers. Big ups. So I'll thank you, Antidote, for the super chat. Imagine Claude, the GTA Online protagonist, and the Red Dead Online protagonist playing charades. Huh. Thank you, Why, How, When. And thank you, JM58. Inflation is very high, and a lot of things use natural gas, and we use video games to escape. Sometimes are stressed out. Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, video games are like a way to escape stress and like a lot of like, you know, real life issues too. So I don't know, like, you know, what people like want to blame video games for all the time. And also, there's no proof that video games are linked to real world violence. There is no proof for that whatsoever, no matter what the media tells you. No proof that video games cause violence. That's just stupid. But yeah, inflation is really high, and unfortunately, like, a lot of people don't seem to care though about it too. It's getting pretty bad.
Oh.
Okay,
My
I'll
God.
help you sell your moonshine in one moment here.
Sorry, gamer.
That's alright. Good shot.
I didn't expect it like to happen.
Oh, come on, get at it. Get this.
Did you just get attacked by another cougar?
Yes.
When you carrying one? That's crazy. I never had that happen.
Oh, and there's one right here. Okay.
And no, I can't take it. My trader wagon is full, and camp is full.
No, no, horse. Damn.
That's one thing I've been doing in this game is just throwing tomahawks at like animals.
Oh, I got random counter.
Oh my God! It's just that took too much. Are there less cheaters in Reddit Online than in GTA Online? Sure, I guess, but it still happens.
Okay. I give $1.
Okay, let me.
Ooh, collectible.
Oh, I can't. Oh, whatever. Why don't I play Scarface with free aim? I mean, I guess I could, but when you play with free aim, you can't really dodge. You can't really duck, which is very helpful. Hey, Pro, Scarface, the video you dropped right now isn't working, brother, just so you know. It happens to some people. Try to refresh the video or try to come back to it an hour later, and it should work, Los. Thank you. I had a good super chat earlier. Well, thank you for the, super chat, DL Gaming.
I still gotta watch the video that you posted yesterday. Actually, no,
Thank you,
I think I
Tim
did see that one.
Orb, for sponsoring the channel again. What's up, Pro? How you doing? I'm doing good, Tin. How are you, man? Yeah, they treat this game terrible, Oxy. Is Red Dead Die Slowly is more, is Red Dead is Die Slowly, is Rockstar more money? Well, they think they're. I don't know what you mean, but I think that they think that GTA Online is getting them more money, and so they're just neglecting this game. Thank you. And hi, GB. How are you, man?
I just want to give a heads up. I probably won't be there Sunday,
Okay.
but I will watch the. I mean, if I catch it during one of my breaks,
Hey,
I'll probably throw a
no
couple,
smoking.
charity donations.
What is it? Hang on. Some people admit to video games being their inspiration for violence. Okay, about those people is I've written a paper about this in college about that topic specifically, video game violence, and I actually covered that. So there are certain people that commit crimes in real life, and when they are arrested, they might say that they committed this crime because video games. But the thing is, though, is that the media loves to jump on those stories because then they'll say, oh, look, this is proof that video games cause violence. But it's very rare, very, very rare, those cases are very rare where somebody will admit that video games encourage them to commit some violent act. But even so, when those people admit that video games encouraged them to commit a violent act, look at those people before they committed the violent act. Look at their history before they committed the violent act. Look at what kind of person they were before they played video games even. Because that will tell you a lot. Right there, because for some people that are like really insane, video games may create like an inspiration for them. So they might create somebody that's insane might play a game and might try to recreate like some crazy scene in real life from a game. But those people were already insane before they played the game. So it wasn't that they played the game and became insane or something like that. They were already insane before they played the game. So that's just it. And also, some psycho can watch a movie and get like some idea from a movie, and then blame movies for that. So it's just
I love the argument that they say like, oh, video games cause violence, but they never even talk about the movies that could do it.
How do you feel about joining Trio Knights Moonshine and selling it?
I'll do that right now.
I didn't join the session.
Let me join you right now, Trio. I'm sorry, I was just taking care of something in my camp.
No, don't worry about it, it's fine.
Can you invite me?
Yeah, sure. I can't invite Paston for some reason, I'm not sure why.
He might be in too many
You're
posses.
5 posses. You have to leave one of your posses.
What's the song name on your first Scarface video? Right combination.
That's my favorite one in the game too.
Rocky, if you keep self-advertising, I'm gonna have to block you from the chat. Several of your comments have already been deleted. So it's like warning you, if you keep doing it, you're gonna be blocked from the chat. I'm very nice of people. I don't like banning people, but I'm just warning you.
And that song is copyright free, right?
Yeah, it
You
is.
can't buy me now.
Yeah.
I left one posses.
Even though I'm a GTA Online fanboy for the Cars content, I enjoy a great game story as much as the next guy, and I hope the best for Red Dead Online. Yep. And Red Dead Online did actually have a good story. It did. The Jessica Leclerc story was actually decent. Where you got framed and she like got you out of prison, and then the Moonshiner story was the best one. The Moonshiner story was actually really good. So like when they actually made story missions for the online, it was actually decent. But they never finished the Leclerc storyline.
Yeah, it was a better origin story than GTA. Because in GTA, you just flew into the city, and Lamar helps you out. That was it.
It's just one cutscene for the contact missions.
If you could change the age of being
sometimes-
able to buy M-rated games, what would you change it to? I don't know. Maybe it should stay the way it is right now.
I think it depends on the game.
I guess it depends on the game, but then it'd be too complicated with just the rating system. I think that I played rated M games before I was 18. Well before I was 18, and my parents knew that I understood the difference between like a video game and real life, and so I always behaved, and I got good grades in school. My parents didn't care what games I played. They would buy me like San Andreas and like those other games.
Sorry.
It's okay, and that. But thank you, Wolf, for the super chat. Hey, bro, thanks for
must have
replying
been
to
in
me
middle
on Twitter. Like I said, as one of my ramblings, it's insane how some games can get expensive, like 50 cents. 50 cent bots. What do you mean? I'm confused with the last part of your, is that that's a, 50 cent blood on the sand. That's what you're talking about. Okay, I just know what you mean by 50 cent bots. I know that game, yeah.
Like, I
Rockstar
was
just
in
wants
middle
more
school
money, and Reddit is dying out
when I was
unless
playing
Rockstar
GTA
does
4.
update. Yeah, well, they just want to focus their resources on GTA Online, which is like the wrong decision to make. Thank you, JM.
Yeah, I remember when I was in middle school when I played GTA 4, and I think that game is way more thorough than 5.
Now, could you stop a minute? Move the wagon over. Bring your wagon up here. We're gonna need to check your wagon for any contraband. Hold tight.
Let's see, hopefully I can
Can't
get through
imagine
this.
This wagon's empty.
Hopefully he just lets us pass.
Wonder what I fished this time. No, let's go already.
We can go. We're clear. Go. That's why it's worth stopping at the revenue checkpoints. Sometimes they'll let you go and then you don't have to get chased. These politicians just want to take our video games. Yeah, video games are just an excuse that they scapegoat. They try to blame other issues on video games. Thank you, Anthony.
Again, it's so funny they do that because, you know, they never say anything about movies, and a lot of movies are pretty brutal.
Yeah, movies aren't blamed as much too. I think it's because of Hollywood, but it's
Oh no!
Thank you, buddy. Hi, professional. How have you been doing? We haven't spoken in a while. I have a question of my own.
Yeah.
Could John Kramer from Saw also be considered a psychopath because what he does to his victims? I don't know who that is. I haven't watched the Saw movies. Is that the Jigsaw guy? Is that who?
I think so, yeah.
But if you're talking about the guy who manipulates everybody with the traps and everything, yeah. That guy would be considered a psychopath. He likes to toy with people, manipulate them. He sees people as his pawns.
I got revenue edges after me.
Hey Patrick, have you played the game Heavy Rain?
Yes, I have. I got a platinum trophy in it too.
I was thinking like it was. I don't want to spoil the game if anybody hasn't played it, but the main antagonist of the game. Again, I haven't played the game in a long time, but.
Are you asking me whether the main antagonist, the serial killer in Heavy Rain, is a psychopath?
Oh, he is. No doubt about it.
I don't know if I would classify him.
Actually, no.
I don't know.
He's a
I don't think
sociopath.
he would be. I don't think he would be a psychopath, the serial killer in Heavy Rain. I would call him more of a sociopath because
Yeah.
it's he does feel somewhat bad for what he does. So it's not like he has no emotion whatsoever, but he's fully aware that what he's doing is wrong, but he still does it anyways. So I would call him more of a sociopath than a psychopath.
Yeah, you're right. I think I would definitely call that a sociopath because.
I Jared Martinez from Life Juice.
Again,
Why do you
I can't
think-
spoil the game?
Why do you think Packy went to Los Angeles after the events of GTA 4? I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense. He had plenty of money from the bank
I'll tell
job.
you why.
Why is
I'll
that?
tell you why. Rockstar said so.
He had plenty of money
Just
from the
like
bank
why
job.
Johnny decided to go to Los Santos as well. Like,
Yeah.
how did they get there? All of a sudden, like, did they win the lottery or something?
Sorry.
Maybe because Pegorino was dead, he was out of a job. I don't know. Thank you,
Pegorino
Tricky
was
Mario.
good at-
What do you think of the rumors of the next DLC in GTA Online being a movie DLC? You know, people say that, but there's really no proof behind it, Mario. I guess we'll see. Let me see. Where am I gonna go? Let's go to Coulter.
My take on that is, do I believe it? No. Do I think it's a possibility? Yes. It's gonna happen? We'll see. You know, that's how I feel.
Why does
if
the
it happens, that would be pretty cool.
Why does the media and politicians hate video games so much? They don't understand video games. They will, yeah, they don't understand video games at all. I'll tell you something, as like years and years go by, more kids become adults, you're gonna see less of the media and less politicians, blame video games. Because video games are more common, you know, becoming more and more common among everybody growing up.
Yeah,
Go ahead
this
and
is the
start
cold
up
place,
your
so we need
Posse
a jacket.
Pro, and we'll help you.
Oh, right. Let me start up Posse. Forgot to do that. Okay, let's do that here. Reform Posse. Here we go.
Alright, got my alpha on.
Do you have a platinum trophy for Red Dead 2? No, I don't.
That game it's nearly impossible to get platinum for Red Dead. It takes so much, and a lot of the story stuff is bugged.
I do, Tar. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Yeah, let me remove a few people from the posse here. We're gonna have to just invite you to the session, though, Tar, because of, my screen is like, okay, hang on.
It's been a long time since I did a
1, 2, 3, 4,
challenge
5.
game.
Okay, we have spots for one more person here. I could invite you, Tar, but you would have to, hang on, let's see here. You would have to appear online. Thank you, Andrew Vidal. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks, man.
I made the wrong.
Oh, I have
turn.
47 platinum trophies reward. I got 2 platinum trophies recently. I got it on Siphon Filter, and I got it on Kansei. What would Sweet have
you
commented on CJZR350? I don't know. That's a good question.
Are you planning to platinum Sniper Elite 5?
Yes, I'll try to get that one done.
Have you
Both,
platinumed
like, I really like this mission.
Hitman games?
Yes, I platinum Hitman Blood Money and Hitman Absolution. I would love a bank robbing DLC, JM58. I just hope they don't just have bank robberies, I hope they have train robberies also. I could play that possibly one day, Legacy.
I hate it. Well, as soon as this melts, I ain't sticking around. I get in a boat, ride the spring dog all the way
Cowboy
to
2000 wants to be your
I
friend.
need you to get me that boat.
He sent me a friend request as well, Cowboy
Over
2000.
by Window Rock. Get it? And I put food on your plate. Okay?
Blood Money came out like a full year ago. Can you guys imagine that? And like, if you want to know how long it's been since like the last Red Dead update, not just has it been 1 year, but when the last Red Dead update came out, I played Ace Attorney. So that's for people that want to know how long.
You're right, you did. Might I say that was a damn good Ace Attorney as well.
Ace Attorney was a lot of fun. I'm actually happy Ace
Hopefully
Attorney
they-
came out right at that time because it was at least a game for me to play and enjoy. Because like Rockstar just screwed Red Dead Online over.
Yeah, meanwhile, you see Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky and...
No, I would say
Yeah.
Kansei is the easiest game to platinum. I platinumed that the other day. It wasn't that hard.
Is Cowboy 2000 is Tar or something like that?
No, that would be, that's that was Flacco. That I talked to. That wasn't the guy with Arthur. Well,
No,
Arthur can meet
not
him in the
that.
single player, but it's
I know,
Hey,
but
I don't know if you said this on the channel update or not. But what are you planning to play after the Modern Warfare remaster?
Maybe SOCOM 2, because I talked about that game for so long,
Oh,
but I've never gotten around to it. I did make a grinding guide for Red Dead Online. Check out Red Dead Online Ultimate Beginner's Guide. I 1000 gamer scored Hitman Blood Money and Absolution 2. I got all achievements on Halo Reach, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005, and the third Army of Two. Oh. Well, I beat Army of Two, but the Devil's Cartel, but I never got platinum in it.
I remember about heavy boats because it's cold.
hey, Mr. Waifu Taker, I just want to say...
I like playing Red Dead Online. It doesn't get,
all the achievements in Halo Reach is definitely
if I was playing Red Dead Online by myself, it'd be boring,
cool
but
thing.
I like playing it with friends and talking to you guys on stream, and these streams also help because it helps keep the game alive. There aren't many Red Dead Online YouTubers out there. There's very few. There are, you know, a few like PvP Cats, Dirty Tyler,
It's not it's easier to find the foot track.
Dirty
I wonder
Tyler,
how-
and then
how
what's
long
the
it took them.
what's the other guy's name? The other guy on for Red Dead Online. Trying to remember his name. The other Red Dead YouTuber.
Hazard?
Hazard, yes, Hazard. That was the guy. So it's Hazard, PvP Cats, Dirty Tyler. Sure, there's a few others, but
Andrew. That's
Outlaw
that's the
Gary,
other
yeah.
name.
He's been doing the RP
Indo
stuff.
J. He's Reddit.
who's been doing what?
Ultimate.
He's been doing
Indo
the
J.
RP stuff. Andrew Austin.
Wait, RP? Wait, what?
I forget what it's called.
Oh, right. What was that YouTuber's name? Austin, right? Austin. Yes, him, Austin. Right? How could I forget Austin? Austin's a good guy too. But yeah, I think that's a very smart thing for Austin to do, to play like the role-play Red Dead Online like thing, because that
Yeah.
gives like more content to do on the game. It also expands his channel, so I definitely think that's like
It makes me considering trying it, but I'm afraid to get my stuff hacked. Because PC Red Dead is scary to me.
yeah.
PC gaming Rockstar is scary to me.
What games do I have the most hours aside from GTA Online and Red Dead Online? Probably Saints Row 2 a lot. I don't know exactly how much I would have because I played on PS3 when I was a kid, but I played so much of that game.
Oh, the achievements? Yeah.
Modern
I've
Warfare
gotten every
2019.
achievement.
Probably have a lot of hours in that. Skyrim.
Yeah, I remember I got all the achievements in Saints Row 2, 3, and 4.
I managed to get more money. I'm happy to be able to play Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer with you. I'm a very small YouTuber, 15 subs. I don't know if I'll talk. I can get toxic. I don't think you're toxic. You don't sound toxic at all. Thank you for the super chat, W3.
I bet somebody named Cowboy 2000 in this session.
It's been a long time since I rode in a canoe in this game.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I like this mission, because it's actually a boat mission, and it's actually kind of fun going down the valley with it. Saints
I
Row
don't
2 is
think
literally
we'll
GTA
ever
Online,
see-
but better and toxicity free. Yep.
I don't think we'll ever see a boat DLC in this game because they would have to open Mexico to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Waifu.
I mean, the only thing I could think of if they open up like boats in this game is open up that casino boat.
Thank you,
That's it.
thank you, Wolfkilla, for the super chat. Weren't you taking police classes? What happened? I didn't just take police classes. I graduated in law enforcement technology, so I finished everything. If you're wondering why I never pursued a career in law enforcement, the main reason was because I did really well on YouTube, and I didn't feel I needed to. So that was just it. It's like, you know, I have fun doing what I'm doing on YouTube. I like being entertaining for you guys and creating content for you guys to enjoy, and you know, I don't have to put my life at risk. So that's like that. Like, you know, any law enforcement career is dangerous. Some are more dangerous than others, but you know, law enforcement careers are dangerous, and I don't think a lot of times the public realizes how dangerous it is. I recently saw like a YouTube video in the news about this officer that was like, it was just really sad. It was like he was like always like really nice to kids, and he just he went to like a domestic disturbance call and he just got murdered there. And so that was like, it was just heartbreaking. It's just you know, that type of stuff is like domestic disturbances or domestic violence is like the scariest call that like a cop can get, because like anything can happen during that call.
Yeah.
It's like, it's such a terrifying call to get. It's just
Crap witness.
Would I like a career in law enforcement? No, not anymore. No. I would probably, I probably would, if I wanted to do anything, maybe be a prosecutor. Maybe that's what I wanted to do. But no, probably not. Also, I'll tell you this, is that like a lot of the public treat cops really badly, like today. And it's like, I understand there's bad cops out there, and there's like, you know, scumbag, racist, bad cops, but the vast majority of cops are like, you know, good people, and I think that a lot of times the public doesn't understand that, and so they think that all cops are bad people, and it's just, that's just not true. And it's just, and so it's like, you know, the way I see it personally is, you know, why should I can be a police officer if I want. I mean, I have the credentials. I would have to take training, obviously. But it was like, it's like, why should I do that when I can have fun doing YouTube? I don't put my life at risk, and I don't have to have people hating on me for no reason. That's just my job. So that's just like, it's just, I don't have to deal with all the stress. So it's, that's just,
Should I wait or deliver later?
Wait until 5 minutes, but, you know, the thing is, though, is that there's a massive shortage of police officers all around the country. There's way less police officers than there used to be. And the reason there's way less police officers is because two reasons. The first reason is a lot more officers are quitting these days. And the second reason is because not enough people want to become police officers today. I remember when I was growing up as like a kid, when I was like, you know, 10 years old, so many kids said that they wanted to be cops when they got older. But now today, you don't have that same enthusiasm. It's like very few people actually want to be cops. And oftentimes the pay isn't that good also, and it's just a stressful job, and you just don't want to deal with it. But you know, I'll tell you, I wanted to be like a homicide detective. That's what I ultimately wanted to do. Also, prosecutor would probably be the only job I would consider possibly today in law enforcement. But it's like, I wanted to be a homicide detective, even though homicide detectives, their pay is kind of terrible. And it's like, a lot of times, it's like such a stressful job, because you can get woken up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you gotta go to a scene, and there's a bloody murder, and it's just, and also on top of that, you have to interview the worst human beings ever. Like, you have to sit in an interview room with the worst people ever, and like, some of these people are so evil. I don't think the public realizes how evil some of these criminals are. They're such bad people. And it's just like, you gotta deal with these horrible people, interview these evil people that have no remorse for what they did. And it's just, but the reason that I wanted to be a homicide detective wasn't because of just, you know, the pay, even though it was terrible. It was because I really wanted to, like, you know, try to make a difference and try to, like, you know, stop some of these evil people, because I hate these evil people that, like, they think they have a right to take a human life, or they think that they have the right to hurt other people, and so I cannot stand criminals, and I just can't stand these people. That's just, that's ultimately why I want to be a detective. But, what I will say is, you know, I wanted to make a difference, but what I try to do with a difference is I do a lot of charity on my channel, and that's like what I try to make some kind of difference, and I do donate a lot to charity myself, so that's what I try to do today, to try to make some difference. But, you know, law enforcement for me, no thank you. I don't want to. I know a decent amount about law enforcement. That's why I speak about it on my videos. When I talk, especially when I play crime games, I talk about whether certain things are realistic or not. But it's like, you know, if I wanted that career, no thank you. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth it.
It's like having champagne at a courtroom.
Well, you're thinking of Ace Attorney there, but it's, yeah.
So what you guys up to?
Red Dead.
Let me look at the.
Trying to find-
Oh, and I gotta invite
have
Tar,
fun
right?
right
Let me
there
let me
while we
invite
can.
let me invite Tar. I think Tar might be online, right? Tar, are you online? I was gonna invite Tar right after this this.
Can I get an invite to the faucet? So we can join with you guys.
Oh, Cowboy's in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys. I hope this game does get a big update. Oh, there's something, like something,
Okay.
at least an announcement, something.
Yeah,
coming
I've
in
been
the
playing since fucking day one.
How much money do copyright? Oh, Tar's still updating. How much money do copyright claims take? Well, copyright claims will take everything. They will take all the revenue from the video. So it doesn't matter whether the revenue, even if it's like a few seconds of a copyright claim and it's like an hour-long video, they will take all of it. They will take all the revenue, all the earnings from the video, the whole thing. If you want to know just how bad it is, when I did Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I did the entire Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game in one video. Like, I put it all together. I didn't play it in one sitting, but I put it all together. And so, get this. My entire Jedi Fallen Order video is 11 hours. An 11-hour video I uploaded to YouTube. And out of that 11-hour video, I got an 11-second copyright claim in that 11-hour video for Star Wars music in a Star Wars game. And that 11 seconds, they took all the revenue from the whole 11-hour video based on that. That's how broken the copyright system is. They claimed the whole video. And to this day, they still own the video. They still own my Jedi Fallen Order video. The reason I never got rid of the 11 seconds is because that 11 seconds, there's an important cutscene in that game. Like, one of the characters dies, and so it's like, I can't cut this out because this is a vital plot point of the story. It'd be stupid. So it's just, that's how bad, copyrights can be.
I think I know what you're talking about. What part are you talking about?
They said it was it.
That's a good game.
They have the Walt Disney records.
And to that video
about that-
game addiction topic, my dad is an idiot and I play video games to distract myself from being depressed. I show signs of depression. Well, I'm sorry that you're going through that, W3T. I hope that you get better. But it's the, what I was saying earlier, video games are an escape and they help, a lot of times kids and young adults deal with stress, and that they can shut themselves from the outside world and they can have fun in the game and just not have to worry about real life things. But it's like I said, a lot of times old adults, older people especially, I mean, I'm an adult, but older people a lot of times will not understand video games. How are you so good at the game? I would say I'm decent at Red Dead Online, but I wouldn't say I'm amazing. Like, I sometimes get destroyed in PvP, so it's just I'm like okay, I would say. Yes, I've seen Donut Operators videos before. Yes.
I guess a good question is, what lightsaber color did you pick in that game? Towards the end.
What, in Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Oh. I love that. That game, I can't believe how good that game was. I was
to have
surprised.
Walt Disney records. I felt
The
like
second one's supposed to come out.
Universal and
You just have to
they
wait.
did
The
announce
Scarface video sometimes does that. Refresh it or check it a little bit later. It'll be there. People in America don't realize how much the police do to keep the country safe. Instead, they just go on about the bad apples. Yeah, and I agree with you, Mario. Thank you for the super chat. It's like I said, there are bad cops out there, that shouldn't be police officers. They should be fired, or they should be in prison, depending on what they did. But it's like, the problem is the public judges the police too much. Like, they think that all cops are bad people, and that's not the case. Most cops are decent people that, want to help their communities. And, you ask yourself, why do people become primarily a cop? It's a dangerous job, and on top of that, the pay is crap a lot of times. Like, cops don't earn as much money as people think they do. And it's just, it's like they become a police officer because they want to make a difference oftentimes. And so I don't think it's fair sometimes, like, the stuff, like, I see these video interviews of, like, police officers, like, resigning from their jobs and just quitting because they just say they can't deal with the stress anymore, and, it's dangerous, the pay sucks, and, like, the public treats them like crap. And I don't blame that. I don't blame them for resigning. So it's just, that, like, this whole, not to get political, but this whole defund the police thing is just stupid. It's just, that is just not gonna help. It's gonna cause way more problems. Let me get here.
What is the new
I'll be
Star
back in like half an hour.
Oh, I have no idea when the new Star Wars game comes out. I hope soon, but we know that's not gonna happen.
What's that?
takes a long time for good games to be developed today.
Well, that is true.
You're good at this.
I mean, the only good game that I played recently was...
This guy hiding with the U.S. Army? Okay,
was
these are
it.
soldiers that we were fighting before, but... Okay.
Got him.
Super chat.
Do you guys want to me to deliver this plan right away?
Did I ever consider law
Not
school during college? Yeah.
Just hold on to it.
I did.
Hold on to it for a while.
If I
Look
had
at
used
an
a mere
amateur.
levels of money and the contacts, I'd hire you for something like Fuzz and Saints Row 2, except it's satirical and no RPG. Well, thank you, Mr. Wafer, for the super chat.
They're supposed to be at Fort Mercer. It's abandoned
Well, thank you, Cheese.
place.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I think that prosecutors are more important than cops. It means nothing that cops capture criminals if they get freed over some stupid reason. Yeah, that's that I agree with you. Yeah, the police can create a great case, but then the prosecutor can totally mess the case up and ruin everything, and you can't try somebody twice. So that's like I agree with you there. But like, you know, oftentimes I'll tell you, weak prosecutors and prosecutors that have no idea what they're doing, they're too soft on criminals. Prosecutors like that can be very dangerous. Prosecutors that are very soft on criminals, very dangerous. And there's a reason that one prosecutor in San Francisco got recalled. There's a reason for that. Like he was trying to throw politics into it. Like I saw an interview with the prosecutor that got recalled in San Francisco, and he was claiming that it was a political attack on him. He was like, it's all politics. It's like people have been miswayed by political propaganda and all this stuff. But no, people from both the left and the right recalled that guy because the guy was an idiot. It had nothing to do with politics. It's just the guy didn't know what he was doing. He was just a terrible prosecutor. That was just it. But you know, glad that guy got recalled in San Francisco, and I think the guy in LA is getting recalled too. So it's just that's that. So like weak prosecutors can that can also cause like a lot of problems.
T-ball, super chat.
If you worked for Rockstar, what would your update be? House update, maybe an update where you can craft a home. Thank you, T-Ball. A house, an update where you can, you know, rob banks of friends, like actually be a bandit. Like maybe, you know, take rich people hostage in the game, you know, things like that. Maybe like a lawman role. Other players that are good players like would have to try to save those hostages, you know, things like that. Trying to think. More guns to the game. The game definitely needs more guns. Like, I'm getting bored of these guns that are in the game. I want more guns. Like, I want a new rifle. I'm tired of the handguns. I want a new rifle. It's like GTA Online. There's too many handguns and not enough long guns. So it's like, I want more rifles in this game. Thank you, thank you, Chinese Gaming. Hi, Pro. Hope you're well. Is there no other way to make Rockstar respond or at least communicate with us? There's nothing really we can do more. Like, they will just ignore everything. There's nothing you can do at this point. Probably not, Patrick. I just had the Mega Man shirt.
Yeah, that's, what happened was one of the guys chasing us ran into my horse. And the guy literally fell on the other horse.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Deliver him when there's like a minute left.
I got another guy.
super chat.
How long do you guys actually wait?
Police officers
to,
put their lives on the line and see some crazy, scary and crazy stuff. People wouldn't complain if they knew what they went through. Yeah, it's like I don't think the public a lot of times realizes just how dangerous a police officer's job can be. And like it's like I said with the whole defund the police thing. Is like, if you look at a city like Chicago, for instance, the south side of Chicago has a lot of gang crime. And the police in Chicago are already stretched thin. And they're cutting hours, they don't have as many people on, and you have politicians, and the media that say defund the police. If you defund the police in a city like Chicago, what do you think's gonna happen? The gang crime is gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be much worse than it is. It's already really bad now, but it's gonna get much worse than it is. And like there's videos on like YouTube of like, you know, people in like rich neighborhoods, like where like the police have been cut and they're basically hiring private security guards because they don't even feel safe to. So it's like But the working class person can't afford that. They can't afford security guards. They can't afford, you know, a lot of that stuff. And so it's like, you know, I don't think people realize just how much the police keeps the public safe too. Can you ask permission for the owner of the music to let you play their music in your videos, but you get to play them in order for them to let you play their music in your videos? Well, if somebody gives you permission to use their music, then you have to make sure that it's not going to do an automatic bot system. Because a lot of times the copyright claims are from an automatic bot system. Not as many are manual claims, which manual claims means a person. So you would have to actually talk to the person and just tell them, like, make sure the bot doesn't, like, flag my video.
You missed
Or
two
if it
super chats.
does, you send them the video and then.
Oh,
they
you're
can-
on right now? Okay, let me invite you, Jess. Here, all right.
Yeah,
Because
because that's a shame that you got caught.
we got
Jedi
6
Fallen Order.
players in here. Private lobby can't take more than 6 people. Is anybody getting off anytime soon, by the way?
I'll be gone for about maybe 10 minutes. I'll be back home.
No, but I mean,
Yeah,
like,
okay,
leaving the match, because we gotta play somebody that wants to join us, but she can't join us because the lobby's full, but
Yeah.
You missed 3 super chats.
no, Brandon, I'll look. I'm just scrolling down slowly. I'm just answering questions.
Got it.
I'll deliver the target at 30 seconds.
Prosecutors that are too harsh
Same.
can also be too dangerous for innocents. Oh, I agree, Bob. I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, there's times where prosecutors, you know, prosecutors can't be like prosecutors can't be weak, but they can't be really harsh either. So yeah, I would agree with you there. I'll give you an example. Like, you know, a prosecutor, like, you know, sending somebody to years in prison for, like, drugs, like, you know, just I'm not talking about a dealer, but like somebody that's just, like, you know, maybe addicted to drugs or something, like throwing that person for years in prison is not a good idea. That's not going to help them, you know, break the habit. It's not going to accomplish anything. That's just stupid. But like at the same time, you could have like a weak prosecutor that might give like a very like they might charge somebody with manslaughter when it should really be murder. And you know that could have consequences. The guy could get out in less time and then kill again. So that's like you know, that's an example of like a weak prosecutor. But like, you know, when it comes to anything revolving around taking a life, like when it comes to anything that's murder, I think they should be as harsh as possible. Because I think human life is the most important thing there. And you know, if anybody like intentionally murders somebody, intentionally takes a life, they plan on killing somebody and actually go through with it, I don't think that person should ever get out of prison. They should stay in prison for life. There's no reason I can see why somebody who murders somebody should ever get out of prison, ever. So that's like, I just don't understand it, how some places they can get out in 15 years on good behavior. For me, that's ridiculous. They murdered somebody and they can get out. It's just, that. But I think murder, they should be as harsh as possible on.
That makes me think of GTA Online. You blow up someone's personal vehicle, you get $2,000 for being a good behavior.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. If someone were to kill someone, they don't deserve to get out of fucking prison. Like that stuff right there, you don't play with that type of stuff. They should. They don't deserve to see light of day.
I'll give
I
you,
would say, as long as they're proven that they did it.
I'll give you an example of like something like of like this one case. So there's this one case that's going on in like my region of the Midwest. And basically this guy has been in prison for I think like 30 or like more than 20 years for murder. And basically the backstory is he was like 14 years old when he committed a murder. So him and his friend had like gotten to a taxi, robbed a taxi driver, and just executed the taxi driver, and they killed this guy over $40. And so basically the guy's excuse at trial was that he had a tough childhood. That was his excuse. But a lot of people have tough childhoods and they don't kill other people. And while this guy might have been 14 years old when he committed that crime, he wants to get out on parole now. And he has not once apologized to the victim's family. And like he's been in prison for like 20, 30 years. He has had all the opportunity to apologize to the victim's family. He has not at one point, not once. And now all of a sudden when his parole thing is coming up, now he wants to apologize to the victim's family. I don't think he's sorry. And I don't trust that. And if the parole board lets that guy out, that would be a terrible decision. I don't think so. If anything, maybe they could have considered it if he had been apologizing his entire life, if he had been doing it his entire life, apologizing. But the fact that he has not apologized once to the family in like 30 years and just doing it all of a sudden as parole, I don't believe it. I don't believe it's sincere. And a lot of these criminals manipulate the parole boards. A lot of times they try to act like they're reformed, like they somehow found God or something like that, when it's not true. Criminals can be very manipulative. And so while he might have been, like, you know, very young when he committed that crime, he has never showed any kind of remorse for it. And so to me, that's like, you know, I don't believe him personally now. But that's like, you know, what I was saying is I think if you kill somebody, I don't think they should ever get out of prison.
Oops.
Get the hell out of there right now.
Okay.
Hey, get out of here.
And
Okay, this rifle's great.
Oh, this location.
Oh yeah, this rifle's awesome.
What the hell?
Okay, there we go.
Hey guys, I gotta go here for about 5-10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Goddamn fool.
Another thing I'm excited for is that your Call of Duty 4 playthrough, and Soap's death in Modern Warfare 3 is the only one to make me cry. I love Soap, he's my favorite character. Well, you're gonna really like my Modern Warfare playthrough when I do that. We're gonna have a lot of fun on that one. Thank you, Rudy, for sponsoring the channel.
Help! Damn it, all the hell!
Thank you, Rudy.
Help! Help!
Hey to the guy who said it was cool of me to get all the achievements on Halo Reach. Thank you. I'm not a PlayStation player, but who are you? Are you DHC? Oh, that's Gamer.
Hell.
time for the
But
cave.
trust me, getting all the achievements in Halo Reach.
What
or
is the
any
artwork
Halo,
on your shirt? I don't even know. I've had this shirt for several years. I don't even really know. When videos get age restricted bad, you know, I don't really think that, like, I don't think that videos should, like, the bot system, the way it's, like, age restricted, I think it's just stupid. Some of my San Andreas videos got age restricted. It was just,
Hey, even the Karen video, why you made a video with a lady just threaten a man on the airplane.
Oh. I hate that hill. Like, your horse jumps off a little tiny rock and just falls down the whole mountain.
yeah, the Scarface video, it's like I said, guys, just be patient with it. I don't know why it's doing what it does. Like, several people have told me that it's just not working for them, but it's done that for my other videos too. It's like just wait like an hour or two or try to refresh the video. It'll eventually work for you. I don't know why it does that. Some people it works, some people it doesn't. But it works on my end, but it's defunding the police is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I don't think people realize how much problems it would cause.
If you talk about the latest Scarface, what is it,
Where him and Sandman go to war with the Colombian cartel, yeah. People are saying they're
I
having
just
problems.
started playing it. I'm not seeing an issue right now. On my end, at least. It's just YouTube being drunk again. A lot of people are having issues with uploading videos.
Oh,
mean,
that's
they
something.
I get the point that you're making, Patrick, but shouldn't we do something to prevent kids in those neighborhoods to join gangs? We need to give those kids guidance so that they don't end up like others. Oh, I agree with you 100%, Jesspreet. Law enforcement is not the only thing to reduce crime. That's what I specialize in, but it's not the only thing to reduce crime. If you want to know the number one thing that you can do to reduce crime, the number one best thing isn't even law enforcement activity. You know what it is? Is getting rid of poverty. If you lower poverty, that would get rid of so much crime, because where does the majority of crime happen? It happens in impoverished areas. It happens in areas where people are poor. People don't have a lot of opportunity, so they turn to crime. If you get people out of poverty and you get people good jobs, You help them make a good living. They're not as likely to turn to crime. And so that's like, I don't think politicians also focus on that. But defunding the police is stupid, because you still need police. So it's just, I think that, you know, you focus on poverty, you can focus on poverty, and you can keep, you know, a good police force, a good trained police force, and I think that you can try to reduce crime. So there's like, that. I mean, you look at a country, like Brazil, for instance. The favelas in Brazil are known for, like, having a very high rate of crime. But why is the crime rate in the favelas so big? Why is it so big? People will blame the gangs, but why are the gangs there? The gangs are there because there's so much poverty in the favelas. People are so poor, they don't have opportunity. That's why crime is so high in the favelas. It's the same thing with the south side of Chicago. South side of Chicago is pretty poor, and so there's not a lot of opportunity. That's why crime is pretty common there. So that's like, you know, wherever you have poverty, chances are you're probably gonna have a higher crime rate. So, yeah, I agree with you. You know, there are programs to, like, you know, help kids and, you know, help them, you know, try to get their lives back on track and, like, not fall into a gang. And, I agree with you there. So it's not just all about law enforcement, but, there needs to be an actual enforcement also. Basically, I don't know if you've ever heard of the, broken windows theory. People say that the broken windows theory is a theory, but I don't consider it a theory, I consider it a fact. I think that the broken windows theory is 100% correct, but for the broken windows theory, for people that don't know what that is, in law enforcement, basically, broken windows theory is this idea that if there are small crimes that start up, and you don't get rid of those small crimes right away, those crimes are going to turn into slightly bigger crimes. And if you don't get rid of those crimes are going to get bigger and bigger. And if you don't get rid of those crimes, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until the neighborhood is completely ruined. And like a perfect example of this, let's say graffiti starts in a neighborhood. Graffiti, you know, it's vandalism, but for the most part, there's no violence involved. If you don't clean up the graffiti, if you don't get rid of it, if you don't clean it up off the walls, and you try to at least try to make an attempt to find the people involved, you're gonna have more graffiti. And then what's gonna happen when you have more graffiti? Then somebody might say, oh, you know, the police aren't paying attention to this area, you know, graffiti is coming around here. Then what's next is you might have some burglaries that might happen in the neighborhood. And if the police don't solve the burglaries, if they don't do anything about the burglaries, then what's going to happen is you're going to have more burglaries. Then you could possibly have drug dealers come in the area. Drug dealers come in the area. They see there's a lot of burglaries. They see there's graffiti the police aren't dealing with. And then they're going to you know, come in the area. Then you might have prostitutes come in the area. And then by mixing drugs into the neighborhood, now people are turning into addicts in the neighborhood. And when people turn into addicts, they need money for their addiction. And what are they going to do? They're going to commit more burglaries and robberies. And so they're going to commit more crimes and violence, and now violence is going to skyrocket. And then what's going to happen? When you have drugs and drug dealers mixing in, you're going to have gangs, because oftentimes the gangs and the drug dealers are linked. Oftentimes the drug dealers work for gangs. And so now you're going to have gangs. Two gangs come in and start a war with each other, and they're going to start killing each other, control over the area, control over the turf for drug trade. So that's basically the broken windows theory is. That's how neighborhoods basically fall apart. Is it starts out small, and they don't deal with the crime, they ignore the crime, and then the crime gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets completely out of control. That's basically what happened to the south side of Chicago. That's a perfect example of it. So that's like that happens in real life. So like whenever you have any kind of small crimes, you have to clean it up and get rid of it quickly, because if you don't deal with the crime, the small crimes right away, it's going to get bigger and bigger, because other criminals are going to come in and they're going to see that they can do whatever they want. And so you have to show that there's going to be no tolerance for any kind of crime, even the smallest crime. There's going to be no tolerance of it, and that will detract criminals from trying to come to that area. So that's one of the most important things for you know, keeping neighborhoods safe. What about domestic violence when it's done multiple times by the same guy? What I'll say about that is, if there's domestic violence that it happened multiple times with the same guy, the courts failed. Somebody in the courts failed. The prosecutor failed. How is this person not in prison? Somebody that's been committing domestic violence several times, like, how is that person? It's like you read about those people that have committed like 100 burglaries. Those aren't like made up stories, those are real stories, and you ask yourself, why aren't these people in prison? Like, what are the courts doing? So it's just you know, that when you have a case like that, somebody messed up in the courts. Somebody didn't prosecute the case correctly. I think there are valid reasons to let murderers out. No, Raphael, I disagree with you. I don't think there's any valid reason to let a murderer out. The second somebody takes a human life, I don't think they should ever get out. For example, there are plenty of details that can make sentence less severe, vengeance-based rage. I can understand that to a point, but you know that's for the courts to determine. But when I'm talking about murder, I'm not talking about some kind of like some kind of like vendetta, like some gang is just constantly harassing people, and then somebody goes and kills a gang member. I guess that's technically murder. But when I'm talking about murder, mostly I'm talking about somebody that just decides to kill somebody else for some nefarious reasons, most of the time. And also, if somebody goes vigilante, if somebody takes the law into their own hands, basically, that shows you that the law enforcement in that area and the courts did not know what they were doing, because usually vigilantism only appear in areas where the police and the courts don't know what they're doing. So wherever there's if the police know what they're doing and the courts know what they're doing, then you're gonna have less cases of vigilantism that's gonna come up. But people usually take the law into their own hands when they've lost all trust in the law enforcement and lost all trust in the courts. Eat something here. My cores are really bad.
You gotta get the beets with the herbs in it.
Also, in the Christian religion, no murdering is one of the commandments. No wonder people are still doing it. In my opinion, the world is becoming crazier every year. I used to believe that religion would keep people a lot of times from doing bad things, but I've read cases where priests have committed murders and tried to cover it up. So I've actually read cases where a pastor will actually try to have his wife killed for insurance money. So you'd think that somebody that's a man of God would not try to do something like that, but it's that is if somebody that's supposed to devote their life to God, depending on if you believe in God or not, and they do something like that, like taking another human life, it's that's what can you really say about those people? They're some of the worst people ever. Hate when accidents like that happen there. Ah, my horse.
I've been in a wagon.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Waifu. Yeah, and it's just and the thing is though is that a lot of times I'll tell you is that violence a lot of times is basically just people don't plan on committing violence most of the time. Violence, they get angry and then they commit a violent act and they don't realize what they've done until later. That person would have anger problems, and it's still that person should still be held responsible for what they did. But, I can't stand people that try to make excuses for it, saying, oh, I have a temper, or something like that, or, they did something to provoke me. It's like, no, you don't have the right to, to hurt somebody else. It's, Are you pro-life or pro-choice? I'm not gonna answer that. I don't answer political questions, really. Do I believe in second chances? For the most part, yeah. I believe in second chances. I don't believe that if somebody makes a bad mistake in their life, I don't think that mistake should hang over their head for the rest of their life and their life should be ruined because of it. But it depends on the situation, like I said. Even though, typically I'm pretty harsh on, murderers, in my view, is, it's I don't think of all crimes as, the same. I think that, there are examples, somebody might be involved with a gang, and they might have, committed a robbery, or they might have sold drugs, as part of the gang. Things like that. They might have fallen in with, oh, I killed both bounty targets, or whatever. They might have fallen in with a bad crowd. And that's what happens a lot of times. People fall in with a bad crowd. And if something like that happens, I think that, the person deserves a second chance. If they do their time, they do their time. And I don't think that should hang over their heads for the rest of their lives. If somebody was a part of a gang, as long as they didn't kill somebody, and, and they spent their time in prison and they're a changed man, I don't see any reason why that person should not be given a second chance. But what I will tell you is, and this is like one aspect of law enforcement that's not really talked about, is one of the reasons that the recidivism rate is so high in America. Recidivism is basically when criminals are more likely to commit crimes again. So somebody spends some time in prison, and they get out of prison, and then they commit crimes. Usually, that rate is very high. The reason the rate is very high is because nobody wants to give a felon a second chance. That's the reason. Is that basically what happens is, imagine that you're a felon, right? You were part of a gang or something like that. You fell into a bad crowd. You made some stupid decisions in your early life. You were young. You did some dumb things that you really regret, and you changed your life. And you're a changed man. And you want a second chance at life. You try to get an education in prison, and then you try to live a legitimate lifestyle. You try to get like a legitimate job. But what happens is, the second you try to apply anywhere, they see that on the resume. That's like, oh, this guy was part of a gang. He was in prison. Very few people will hire you. And that's the problem, is that a lot of employers don't want to give felons a chance. And I can understand their point of view too, because they don't want to risk a felon working with them, and they don't want to risk a crime happening. But at the same time, this is the reason why so many people, so many felons resort to committing crimes again, because they have no opportunity. That's why I think it's important that if somebody gets out of prison, like a felon gets out of prison, I think the government should try to make some kind of attempt to help that person try to find a job. Should try to help them, some kind of attempt to try to, make sure that they can get up on their feet. I don't think the government should babysit the person forever, but just try to make sure the person can get a good job getting out of prison, and doesn't become homeless or something like that. Because if they get out of prison and they cannot find any kind of job, and they're on the verge of becoming homeless, there's a very strong chance they might go back to doing crime. And so that's like I think that's like something that like the media doesn't talk about a lot. Oh, that's a Springfield rifle. Yeah. Jess, I will invite you right now. Here. Let me see here. Invite to session. Wait a second here. How many people do we got in this session right now? And I'm gonna invite you one more,
5.
Jess. 5? I should be able to invite Burb, but oh wait, no, invite the posse. Here we go. Okay, there you go. I invited you.
Your gun or my noose ends the
I'm gonna
same.
watch a recent Scarface video. Take care, professional. Thank you, Anthony.
You might not be able to invite him if we're in the bounty. Well, you can now, but...
Let me see some more questions here. What is my favorite quotes from each GTA protagonist? Tommy Vercetti, probably when he says to Sonny Forelli that he wants to piss him off before he killed him. Claude, it's nothing. From CJ. What's my favorite CJ quote? Oh, I have to think. My favorite CJ quote is probably when he basically called Jizzy a piece of crap. When he called Jizzy a stupid dope dealer and just like went out like right when he pulled the gun on Jizzy. Okay. That was probably my favorite. He calls him a yay slinging punk. I think that's what CJ called him. That was probably my favorite thing that CJ said. Because I cannot stand drug dealers also. So it's like that was just
yay pusher.
Yay pusher. I think that's what he called him. Yeah. Hey Jess.
Some of my favorite,
hello, is Israel Ortiz. Thank you for the super chat. Hi, man.
I usually like the Torino and the, I forget his name. The guy who helps you, the guy who helps you do the casino heist.
The prison system in America is punishment instead of rehabilitation. Well, the thing is though is that it does center around punishment more than rehabilitation. I will agree with you with that, but I don't think that just having a rehabilitation prison is going to is going to be the best thing, because like for instance, like what's the country Norway? Norway is the country, right, that has like the most like humane prisons in the world. Like they pride themselves on their prisons. Their prisons are almost like hotel rooms. But what I'll tell you about Norway, and this is just my opinion, don't base this on fact, But my personal opinion on Norway's system is I don't think Norway's system works. Even though Norway has a very small crime rate, the reason Norway has a very small crime rate, I don't think it's to do with the prison system. I think they have a very small crime rate because they don't have a very large population. They don't have a large population. They have very small towns. You know, people are generally closer together. They don't have like very big urban centers like in America. Like in like a lot of urban centers, there's a lot of times gangs. So whenever you have any kind of urban center, you're almost always gonna have gangs or mafias. That's always gonna come up in like a lot of cities. So like they don't have as many cities as like America, and so because of that, they're not gonna really have as many gangs. But if you tried to put Norway's prison system into America, you tried to build that exact same prison system, I don't think that would make a difference. I think it could actually make it worse. Because, I mean, look, like, Norway doesn't have biker gangs, they don't have mafias, they don't have cartels, they don't have triads, they don't have, like, a lot of this other stuff. I'm sure there is some mafia in Norway, but the point that I'm making is that Norway does not have all these gangs and all these mafias that America has. And so that's what I don't think a lot of people talk about that when they talk about Norway. They talk about how Norway's not a very safe country, but Norway does not have the same amount of gangs and mafias that America has. If Norway had those same gangs that America has, I think their prison systems would be filling up. So that's just my opinion on Norway's prison system. I don't think it's a success.
I mean, Norway is simply a different country overall.
I do what I like about the Norwegians is I like how they believe in people and they have a lot of faith in people and they want to like give people second chances. And I think that's a good thing. That's a good trait. But I also think that at times there are evil people out there, like really, really evil, bad people. And no matter how much you try to rehabilitate them, they will not change. Some people will not change, no matter what. You could be the nicest person to them. You could give them everything they ever wanted, and they will never stop being a bad person. There are just some people like that should spend their life in prison, and they should never get out. And I don't think there is a life sentence in Norway. I think the maximum in Norway, I think, is like 15 years. And I think that it's 15 years, and you're eligible for parole. So the person could still spend life in prison in Norway, but after 15 years, they're eligible for parole. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that's what Norway's harshest punishment is. But that's like, it's like I said, I don't think that system would work in America. I think it would be bad. It's like, I see this a lot of times where, like, Norwegians will comment on the American prison system and they'll say that, oh, our system is a success, we don't have that many inmates and stuff like that. And sure, some of America's prisons suck. They're really bad. I will admit that. But at the same time, is Norway, the Norwegians do not deal with the same crime that the U.S. deals with. And so if they dealt with cartels constantly trying to traffic guns and drugs, if they dealt with mafias trying to extort businesses, if they dealt with bikers moving meth, if they dealt with gangs like MS-13 or the Sicilian Mafia or the Mexican cartel or the triads, if they had all of those people in there at once, I think that their prison systems would get overwhelmed. So there's like those are only a few gangs I listed. There's way more. So there's just that's just my thoughts on it and just what I personally think on the whole rehabilitation in Norway. I don't think that it's a success personally. Do you have a Discord? I don't really use Discord much anymore.
Okay, I'm back, guys. Just had to go back.
I didn't even know there's floods going on in Australia. I laughed at Claude's words when shocked at Kenji getting pissed at his bowing. I cheered when Claude let out one of the best one-liner after he wasted Catalina. Oh, thank you, Mr. Waifu. I think that Claude was doing that bowing to troll Kenji, though.
You got chats with no money and nothing on it. Like, they're just playing.
What's your opinion on the death penalty? I'm not really gonna get into that. There are arguments for the death penalty and there's arguments against the death penalty. What I will say about the death penalty is it is true that killing, executing a murderer will cost more money than keeping them in prison for life. That is generally true because of just the because of the appeals. There's so many appeals, and it takes decades before the person would actually be on death row. I don't know. I ultimately, if you want to know my ultimate opinion on it, I think it should be up to the family. I think the family should have some say in it. Like, a lot of times the prosecutor will ask the family, like, you know, what he wants them to do or she wants them to do. But I think it should be ultimately up to the victim's family, you know, to decide that. Because sometimes the victim's family wants the death penalty, but sometimes the victim's family wants they want life in prison. And the reason they want life in prison is because maybe they see it as the better punishment, but also because they don't want to constantly be dragged back to court. So whenever there's an appeal, the victim's family would have to constantly be dragged back to court and see that horrible human being. So that's like there's arguments for and against the death penalty. It really depends on how you see it. That's just I love Jackson as a character in Call of Duty 4. A lot of people don't give him credit for his amazing voice acting. I was shaking when he screamed at the nuke. Did Jackson ever scream? I don't think I remember him screaming. Thank you, Mr. Waifu, for the super chat.
Hey, Mr. Polish, I was wondering if we can get a friend request from you, so we can have some more.
Who's asking me for a friend request?
Cowboy.
Oh, I could probably add you after the stream. It's just I would just have to find somebody to remove from my friends list, but I can't do that right now because I just have full.
Can you invite me to the posse, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jess. I thought you were in the posse. I apologize.
I
still have
there you are. You're invited. Sorry, I thought you were in the posse.
But yeah, I'd appreciate that. I was looking for someone to hang out with, do some bounties and do some trades and do some wagons and stuff like that. And don't have very many people to do that with.
I'm sorry if I was singling about because I requested and you came in.
Jess, your mic is cutting out a bit.
Damn.
Good evening, Pro. Would you support a national jobs guarantee such as the Civilian Conservation Corps during the Depression? Do you think that would be beneficial? What I think is, I think that I think ultimately, I think criminal justice matters should be left up to the state. I think the federal government should play some role, but I think the state should decide ultimately on how their criminal justice systems work. But what I will say is, I would like to see, like, each state, I think, should have some kind of program, something. And I know some states do, but some states don't. And so I think each state should have, like, a program to, like, help, like, you know, felons when they get out of prison, when they serve their time, help them try to get a job. Because if you try to help them get a job, you're going to reduce unemployment because they're not going to, you know, they're not going to be unemployed, and also reduce the chances of them committing another crime again, so it would reduce crime overall. So normally I like smaller government more. I don't like, you know, government intervening as much, but I think that would be like a I think that would be you know, a beneficial thing, because just from a law enforcement perspective. And so, like, you know, I used to think the government shouldn't, like, get involved in stuff like this, but then, like, when I studied law enforcement, I changed my mind on, like, a lot of this stuff. So, like, I think if they, yeah, I think that ultimately if there was some kind of program across the 50 states that would help people, you know, get jobs and stuff like that, I think that would be beneficial when they get out of prison, because you need some help people get jobs when they get out of prison, because then they could possibly, you know, reoffend and, you know, commit crimes again if they can't find a good job. But I will say this, though. If somebody, you know, if the government helps somebody get a good job once they get out of prison, and they have more than enough to, you know, to to get by, you know, they're not homeless or anything, and they have enough to pay the bills, and then they still reoffend at that point, there should be severe punishments for that. So, I do also think that. Cause damage to learn the target, okay. What are your thoughts on serial killers? The problem is that not all serial killers are the same. People think that every serial killer is like the same personality, and not all serial killers are insane. Some serial killers are insane, some aren't. But serial killers should never be let out of prison. They should be in prison for the rest of their lives. But basically, what a lot of times for instance, if somebody kills several people for like some kind of scam, they could be a serial killer. So a serial killer isn't just killing random people for like no reason, even though it could be. Like there are people that classify as serial killers that a lot of times people don't realize. Like there was this woman that was like in America, and I think she's considered like the deadliest female serial killer in American history, or at least one of them. It was like I think a few years before World War I. But basically, she ran like a nursing home, and what would happen is she was running some kind of scam, and she I'm trying to remember what she did exactly, but she would poison the elderly people slowly and kill them. And the reason she did that is because the nursing home got some kind of benefit every time somebody died. So every time somebody died, they got some kind of insurance payout or some kind of government payout. Some kind of funds they got every time somebody died. And so the nursing home would get a lot of money every time somebody died. And so she would just slowly like poison elderly people. In this nursing home, like elderly people were dying around the clock. And the government didn't do autopsies on it. They didn't check the bodies or anything because they thought it was just elderly people dying of old age. It wasn't until like one guy got really sick once, like one of the elderly people didn't die and got like really sick, and so then eventually I think he died, and then they did like an autopsy, and then they found poison in him. I think it was rat poison. I don't remember what she did, but it was something she was giving to them over time, and ended up happening is she ended up getting, I think, did she get the death penalty? But she did get caught and arrested. I don't remember what happened to her, but she never got out of prison. That's so that would be a serial killer right there. She was doing it primarily for money. It wasn't just killing random people, but like a lot of times people think a serial killer, they think of like, you know, the Hollywood definition of like, you know, some crazy guy with like a knife just killing everyone. Ramirez's voice actor did a good job at sounding annoyed at Sergeant Foley saying Ramirez every 9 seconds, and his reaction to falling choppers. Well, it was like Sergeant Foley expects Ramirez to carry everyone and do everything. Thank you, Mr. Waifu.
Yep, that would be the great Keith David, I believe.
Pro, have you seen the people protesting outside of Judge's house after Roe got overturned this evening? What do I think about that? Look, what I'll say about this is I'm not gonna get into the whole Roe vs. Wade thing because this is not a political channel. I'll speak on law enforcement stuff because that's generally not political. I respect you guys a lot, so I'm not gonna say what my position on the whole thing is. But it's just gonna cause arguments. But what I will say about it is that no matter how you feel about it, if you support Roe vs. Wade or you're against Roe vs. Wade, you can't protest outside somebody's house. You just can't do that. You can't sit outside somebody's house and just protest all night long because people have a right to privacy. People have a right to go to sleep in their house and have a quiet in their house. And so even though it might not be directly coming from their property, it's harassment. When somebody's constantly protesting outside your house. And on top of that, it's like some people could interpret that as threats, because sometimes like they'll see protesters outside their house chanting certain things, and they might interpret that as threats. So that's just what I'll ultimately say about it. Is you have the freedom to protest as much as you want. If you want to protest in front of the Supreme Court, protest in front of the Capitol building, but don't go to somebody's house because that just makes you look bad, and it just shows you kind of harassing the person. So that's just it. That's just what I'll say about that. And honestly, the people that would support, like, protesting outside somebody's house would be absolutely horrified if it happened to them or to somebody they support. People protesting outside their homes. So it's not right in either case. It's not right when whatever side does it. You can't protest outside somebody's house. Thank you, Liam, for the super chat. Honestly, I believe the Jigsaw Killer is the best movie Psychopath, and that Dimitri is the best video game Psychopath. They would work together greatly. Well, thank you, buddy.
Pretty sure one would just kill the other.
Yeah, Dimitri and Jigsaw would end up betraying each other. There's no way that relationship would last. Thank you, Buddy Young. Thank you, Mr. Waifu. Frost's voice actor doesn't get enough credit. He's cold as ice, though, for all the time with Team Metal. I wonder why he's isn't in Down the Rabbit Hole. Frost? Who's Frost? Is that Call of Duty character? I'm trying to remember. Who,
Yes.
Yeah, there was a. Yeah, there was a.
Who was
Call of
Frost
Duty
again?
Named Frost. I believe he was in Modern Warfare 3 as a part of Delta Team, if I remember correctly.
Was he the guy you played as?
Yes.
Wait, so was he the
Yeah.
guy you played as in the part when Sandman gets left behind?
No, that was Yuri in that tunnel. That was Yuri.
Oh, so which? Wait, was Frost the one that the American soldier you played as when you rescued the vice president? Was that Frost?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I just didn't remember Frost's name then.
Yeah, Frost is also the playable character you play as at the very first mission. Whenever you hear the guy up front just yell RPG, you hear all that loud noises, and then you just hear your name being yelled out by Sandman.
Have you ever had a customer where they would knock everything off the shelves? Oh yeah, I've seen that happen.
I had that happen.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, you know what I'm talking about too. This idiot once. He came into to the store and he demanded a return for like a Target gift card, like $500, and he didn't even have a receipt for it. And the store had a clear policy. It was like a big sign on the gift cards is no return on gift cards. And the reason stores can't return gift cards is not that stores are greedy. It's because the stores can't get their money back. There's no way for them to get their money back. That's why they don't take returns on gift cards. The only time stores will take returns on gift cards is it's when one of their gift cards. But if it's another company's gift card, the store is making no profit from it. They're just activating a card for $500. That's it. And so there's no way for them to deactivate the card and just magically get the $500 back. But this idiot came in the store, was demanding a return on this $500 gift card. And basically when my supervisor told him no, and he got really angry, he went over to the gift card rack. He literally ripped all the gift cards off and then he threw it at my supervisor. Like just chucked it at her. It didn't hurt her or anything, but it was just, that was just stupid. And I don't think the guy realizes that was assault. Even if you throw gift cards at somebody, that's assault. And so we could have called the cops on him. He's lucky he didn't get the cops called at him. But the guy's a moron. It's like, you know, you're blaming the store for something that's completely out of your control. You're the one who bought the gift cards. There's a clear sign that says clearly on it. But yeah.
Now, good work for an amateur. As soon as they're in that sale, you can get
Don't you love this guy's calling us an amateur? How long have we been doing bounty hunter
Spend
stuff?
it in town.
But what I'll tell you guys something. There was one time I saw it where a customer yelled at another customer, and I was actually really happy about that. Because that customer deserved it. But basically what happened was, I remember this once. So the store that I worked at, there was a pharmacy also in the retail store. And the pharmacy would typically close at 6 p.m. on Saturdays. And I would work every Saturday night. And so what happened was, people would come in after 6 p.m. and they would constantly complain, oh, pharmacy's closed, why is it closed? And they would constantly complain to me, even though I'm just a regular worker. It's completely out of my control. I don't set corporate policy or hours. And so there's signs. There was a clear sign that said pharmacy was closed, and every single Saturday, almost every single Saturday that I worked, somebody would come in and constantly complain about it, even though there's a big sign on the front door, which clearly says pharmacy hours. Even at the pharmacy, there was a big sign that said pharmacy hours. Somebody would always complain, why is pharmacy closed now? And what happened was, I was in the middle of ringing up a customer. I don't remember what I was ringing up, but she was buying a few things. I was ringing her up, and this guy just butts in. Like, he just comes right in, like, onto the side of her, kind of almost shoves her out of the way, and just basically starts saying, why is pharmacy closed right now? I want to get my medication. Why is pharmacy closed? And I kept trying to tell him, sir, there's a sign. And he just kept ignoring me. He's like, what sign? What are you talking about? Like, there's a sign at the... And he kept cutting me off constantly. And what happened was, the customer that I was ringing up, she turns around and says to the guy, why don't you turn around and read the goddamn sign? Excuse my language, but that's what she actually said to him. And his face turned red, and he just walked out pissed. But that was one of the best, like, customer reactions that I've ever seen. Like, I was actually happy that she said that to him, because I was so sick of these rude people constantly blaming me for something that wasn't my fault. And this customer understood that it wasn't my fault, and she just snapped at this guy. But that was just it. That was a stupid, dumb people, don't know how to read signs, and will blame it on other people. It's something that's completely out of their control. Do it all the time. It's really annoying.
What I do to those customers, I just say, hey, I don't get it either, but I don't make up the rules. You know?
Yeah. Oh, sometimes they'll just say, oh, why are you being rude to me? Why are you giving me an attitude? That's just what they'll start with next.
I worked for a travel center as a custodian, and people couldn't read the signs either. I learned that a long time ago. We had a sign that clearly told them that these restaurants were like inside, because we closed down the ones outside during the day, and they couldn't understand it. So later on, at some point, they switched the signs out to be more clear, to where they said inside lobby, but we still had people that would come into the drink area and think the lobby where you get all your information was actually the drink area. So I learned that a long time ago. And this is a daily basis. I remember one time I came out of our little hallway we had to straight back, and one of my coworkers was getting chewed out for absolutely no reason by a lady over the signs. And it wasn't our doing, it was the people that were over us.
Yep. People can be stupid. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If there's one thing I learned about signs in retail, if a sign says go left, they will go right.
Oh, thank you for the super chat, Mario. I'm not going to, answer that topic, though. I just don't want to get into the politics of it. But thank you for the super chat. The only instances I remembered you swearing was when you called Sweet an a-hole in your analysis video of him, and when you called that bully. Yep. Well, thank you, Mr. Waifu, for the super chat. I'm glad that happened, Professional. Some people are so self-righteous. It's ridiculous. They need to be put in their place. Yeah. Well, I never understood this logic of like trying to blame like the regular average worker for something that's completely out of their control, which is stupid. That reminds me of the Target in Minneapolis getting looted 2 summers ago. Do you think that's wrong, or do you think that it's okay? Well, what I will say is that stealing, under any circumstances is wrong. And there's a lot of states that will like but stealing hurts. Doesn't hurt the large corporations as much as the smaller businesses. The ones who suffer the most from theft are small businesses. Because a large corporation, they might have some stuff stolen, but, they oftentimes have insurance to cover for that, and so they can just write it off. But, like, the small businesses are the ones that are hurt the most by shoplifting. It's just, it's like, it's something like, imagine getting, like, hundreds of dollars of products stolen from your small business. I could put a small business out. So it's just, that, but, there's a lot of really, I'll tell you, there's a few states that some people probably know what I'm talking about that have passed some stupid laws, where, I think California was one, where it was like $950 or something like that. It was that if you steal up to $950, it will be a misdemeanor. It won't be a felony. And so the second that they passed that law, like literally all the shoplifting just skyrocketed, and you had organized groups of people just going into stores and shoplifting. And what ended up happening was the politicians actually blamed the stores for closing. So a lot of stores closed down and just moved their businesses or fell apart. And the politicians were blaming the stores for it, saying that they chose to leave and stuff like that. Well, why would they want to stay in an area where they're constantly getting shoplifted and law enforcement is doing nothing to stop it? So that's just, why would anybody want to open up a store in an area like that? An area where the government will do nothing to, like, stop shoplifting. And, like, it's just, that's dumb.
Same thing goes for littering in my my area.
Have you had a customer demand a refund but the item wasn't from your store? Yeah, that's happened a few times. Usually they'll leave when you call them out on it. It's sometimes they make a mistake. Sometimes they're not actually trying to pull a scam. They'll just make a mistake. What is it? I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Do you know what the creepiest return that I've ever seen like is like this woman tried to like come into the store and she tried to return Plan B and like the single pill. And I remember, like, when I was looking at the box, like, something felt off to me. Like, something felt wrong. And I was like, I just didn't know what it was. Like, something felt strange to me. And I look at the box more closely, and I was like, wait a second. I'm like, this box is wrapped in plastic. Like, there's this hard plastic that the Plan Bs are wrapped in, and it was just the actual box I was holding. So I was like, why does it look different? And then I was like, it's the plastic. It's missing the plastic. And I opened it up, and the pill was gone. And so she was trying to return like a Plan B like box with like nothing in there. And I said like, there's nothing in here. And then she's like, oh, my daughter used it? I didn't know. And then she just walked out. And that was like the creepiest like refund that I've ever seen. That was like, that was just a weird one. And it was just, it was, yeah. Have I gotten a strike on YouTube? Yes, I've gotten 2 strikes before. I've gotten a strike on my casino videos on GTA. YouTube tried to accuse me of promoting gambling when all I did was I just played the casino games in GTA. I got that strike removed though. YouTube removed that strike.
Wow, that's stupid.
The other strike that I got was I got a strike once for playing Call of Duty World at War, and I got a strike for harmful and brutality. And I don't understand why, but that strike never got removed. Thank you, JM. Thanks for all the help throughout the years. I used to get so frustrated with the griefers on GTA, then I ran into your videos back in 2018, and I've been a fan since. Really enjoyed the Sniper Elite 5. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. I'm sorry about these bots in chat, guys. I keep banning them, but more bots keep popping up.
Oh, you could ban them all. They'll still be there.
I don't know where these bots are coming from. It's
just
just
a YouTube issue.
there's like these bots spamming these creepy links. Like, don't click on them. It's like
that will never
I see him. I see him.
There has to be
I've been dealing
YouTube
with
to
those
fix
for
that
years.
problem.
They exist all over the place.
Now
That's
you're
on
YouTube. That's on no one but YouTube.
When you worked at a rental, have you ever been threatened by one of your or retail, I think you mean. Have I ever been threatened by one of my coworkers or any customers? One of my coworkers threatened to punch me. Well, I really hope that you reported that if they threatened to punch you, George. Have I ever been threatened by coworkers? No. Have I ever been threatened by customers? Yeah. I had a customer once threatened to send me to she threatened to send me to prison. Because of just the gift card that I sold her, and she accused me of trying to scam her with the gift card that I rung up. And basically what happened was she kept saying all these nasty things to me, and I think that she was actually insane. I think she was actually insane, or I think she was either insane or a scammer. It was one of the two. I don't think it was an honest mistake. I think she was either insane or a scammer. But basically what happened was I rang up a $500 Visa gift card, and she accused me of like stealing the $500 from her, and she said that she's gonna send me to jail unless I admit to what I did, which I didn't do anything. I just rang up the $500 gift card, and what ended up happening was like she's like, I keep putting the code in here and it doesn't work. And I looked at it, it was like the UPC code that she was putting in. I was like, no, you have to scratch this part off. And she's like, no, you don't scratch anything off of gift cards. I'm like, I was thinking to myself, are you stupid? Like, you're supposed to scratch this part off. I was trying to show her, but she snatched a gift card from me. And she just kept telling me how she's going to send me to jail and demanded that I give her the $500 back. I'm like, you're supposed to scratch this off. I was about to lose my patience because it takes a lot for me to lose my patience. Like, I'm a really nice person, everyone, but I was about to lose my patience because she was being so stupid. I think she was trying to pull a scammer. Insane. I don't think, there's no way that, like, how can you be that stupid? There's a clear part that says scratch off here. And she was not using that code. She kept putting the UPC code in and kept saying that the card wasn't working. The card was activated. She was demanding her $500 back. But basically, what I think she was trying to do is I think she was trying to demand the $500 back, and she was going to try to keep the gift card also. That's what I think she was trying to do. But what ended up happening was she came in like a week later and did the same exact thing to my coworker again, demanding like the return, and the coworker told her the exact same thing, but she didn't want to listen. So there's just that. So yes, I've been threatened before.
What that would be.
Hey, move!
I'm still really pissed off at the strike for playing World at War, especially since other people played it years before without any problem. Yeah, maybe one day I'll get to play it though, Mr. Waifu. I hope I will.
What you could always do is make a second channel and play it on there and see what would happen.
I know, JM. You can get your channel deleted if you get 3 strikes.
But how come all these big streamers can play all these games, but you play it?
I don't know.
It's a crime.
They're being stupid.
Double standards.
Thank you, JM58, for the super chat.
Exactly.
And thank you also, Eric. I'm not really gonna get into that. Just a big political matter, but I do appreciate your super chat, Eric. I was not gonna even take a position on that. This stream is laggy. Like, is anybody else experiencing lag when they watch my streams? I think that it might be your connection.
Mine.
No, your stream is working just fine on my end.
I don't really date Nicholas, so I don't think so. Well, people are saying that they don't have lag, so it might be something on your end. Did I just run somebody over? Oh.
Yeah, you did.
Will I play the Warriors? Maybe one day. A lot of people have been suggesting that. Yeah, I don't think Nico could be able to take Mori. I think Nico would have knocked Mori out.
Yeah, Mori's in it.
The only reason Luis didn't the only reason Luis didn't knock Mori out until he encouraged Brucey to punch him was because Mori Tony owed Mori money, and if he punched him it could be much worse.
I'm pretty sure Nico would have punched him. No, you know what? I'm pretty sure Nico would have punched Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco would deserve that, but yeah, that'd be a dumb idea to kill him.
Of course, I think Michael.
Oh yeah, I'll do a Saboteur playthrough one day. I love the Saboteur. Great game.
Yeah, Michael did major paper for
one of the best World War II games I played.
Have you tried the Axis Invasion on,
yes, I have over 100 kills in it already.
Chew. I got like 30.
I very rarely die in Axis Invasion. I kill people most of the time, and I kill people when I'm the Allied Sniper and the German Sniper. Like people usually people can't beat me in a sniper duel in Sniper Elite 5.
Do you want to pull out the gun and blow it every hole in your head right here, right now?
What?
So, that's the line for Red Dead.
That's in Sleeping Dogs, Nicholas?
Oh. No, I think you said it was from Red Dead Redemption 1.
I need to really play the Saboteur in both Mercenary games. I have plenty of games in my backlog because I'm upset at modern games now. I'm gonna play Mercenaries again one day. And I want to make a lore video on Mercenaries, like comparing like the map in Mercenaries to real life North Korea one day. Because it's an open world game in North Korea.
What do you think about the Modern Warfare 2 coming out? The new one.
I'm excited for it, but I'm also excited for the campaign. A lot of people keep talking about Warzone, but I'm excited for the campaign.
Yeah, that's what
all they talk about.
Thank you, Mr. Waifu.
Seems like Call of Duty always has a good campaign, but it's always the same multiplayer.
Yep.
That's what my viewpoint is on that.
Yeah, they've always done really good on the campaign since the very first one.
Yeah.
Well, at least in my opinion, I haven't played every single Call of Duty campaign, but
the multiplayer that I couldn't stand the most in like a Call of Duty game I think was Modern Warfare 3. Like Modern Warfare 3, I could not stand the multiplayer. I like the multiplayer in Modern Warfare 1 and 2, but I think the multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3 sucked. And before people criticize me, hear my reasoning for why I hated the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. The reason I didn't like Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer, I had no problem with Modern Warfare 1 and 2. I love Modern Warfare 1 and 2. The only thing that pissed me off in the other Modern Warfare games is the stupid one-man army Danger Close. But the reason I didn't like the multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3 is because it was just, the maps sucked. I thought the maps in Modern Warfare 3 were terrible. The survival was fun, don't get me wrong. The Spec Ops was fun. But I thought that the multiplayer maps sucked because all of the multiplayer maps in Modern Warfare 3, they were like so close quartered. They were all just like all of them were like room to room. Like there was very little open space. You didn't have maps like Wasteland. Like Wasteland was like one of the best like multiplayer maps in Modern Warfare 2, and you had nothing like that. And it's like, what's the point of sniper rifles even in Modern Warfare 3? Like the developers actually encourage you to quickscope. It's like, what's the point when all the maps are just so close quartered? So that's just what I didn't like about Modern Warfare 3. Is that Modern Warfare 3 was like the most fast-paced Modern Warfare game besides before Modern Warfare 2019, and it's like the maps were so close quartered. I like the bigger open maps like in Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2.
What do you think about them adding shipment to every single?
What I think of what?
Warfare? Shipment. The map.
Shipment was an okay map. I remember when Call of Duty 4 had Search and Destroy on Shipment. That was
I like that guy.
that was
Damn it, of course this happens.
You throw one grenade, you win the match.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I know they even added the Vanguard stuff, and like they're keeping it in the franchise pretty hefty.
The only memory I have from Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer, because I only played it a few times, I didn't have very good internet at the time, was on the Paris map, where this idiot kept dropping a tactical insertion in that one middle room, and me and him got into a face-off over it, and I finally got him and destroyed it. Destroyed it. And I tried very hard to get it.
People did that all the time in Modern Warfare 2 on the original.
This was on free.
Ghost in Modern Warfare 2019. Modern Warfare 2 reminds me of Tyson Rios. Who's that? Thank you, Waifu, for the super chat. Well, like a house update, I'd like to see some properties and, you know, other stuff.
Home decorating.
Are they ever gonna add anything?
What did you say, Jess?
Red Dead.
I said home decorating.
Yes, I'd love something like that. But I wouldn't want it just to be a house update. I want like there to be missions with it too, and activities.
Yeah. If they make a house DLC, they should make a color. Choose a color of our own.
Hey Pro, my friend Gretty recently lost his parental grandfather, and to be honest, he's excited for your SOCOM 2 videos. To be honest, the Albanian sub is decent, the voice acting is a disaster. Thank you, Mobinator, for this super chat, and I'm really sorry for your friend Gretty. I'm sorry for his loss.
If they add house customization to this game, all I want to do is kill a grizzly bear and mount it in the damn house. That's all I want. Just so that I can remember how many times I got killed by them.
Would I ever play a realistic shooter? I played a bunch. I used to play the Operation Flashpoint games. I played Hell Let Loose.
King of the Castle is gonna happen in about 7 minutes.
Okay, we can do that then. Hopefully we don't encounter a cheater this time. But thank you, Mobinator, and I'm sorry again for Gretty's loss. Maybe I'll still do the Franklin, Franklin Howe, like, street races.
Yeah, watch GTA get an update, but Red Dead.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think GTA will get an update, and I think Red Dead will get nothing.
Yeah, that's stupid. I don't like it.
Be
Do it right online.
interesting if both of them get nothing for a year.
No, that would be definitely.
You know, I actually, I gotta make this into a poll. But I gotta ask people, maybe I'll make it into a YouTube poll. I remember I asked people, like, you know, a few streams ago, I asked whether people would, like, would be okay with, like, waiting out, like, for another GTA update, like, waiting half a year longer for another GTA update if it meant that Red Dead players could get a decent update, and most people responded positively, saying that, yeah, they wouldn't mind waiting for another GTA update if it meant Red Dead would get an update now, but, yeah.
I'd like them to pull back on GTA, put more focus on Red Dead. I think Red Dead has a lot more potential because I mean, there's so many fans that want the content, but they will not give it.
Yep.
Red Dead has not even reached the place that GTA was. Like, remember when GTA got Heist?
Yes,
the first
2015,
time?
March.
And the game, it felt like the game totally changed and became something else.
Well,
and Red Dead really hasn't had that moment yet.
And you know what's sad too? Red Dead is also is selling well. I think they said like the last numbers
40
that I
million
read was
copies.
like No, 45 million. It's up to 45 million now. So It's 45 or 46 million copies sold now. So it's doing well. So why wouldn't you capitalize on that? I just wonder. Well, GTA.
You know,
is
there are
thing,
people that, like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is such a popular game that, like, some people have YouTube channels just devoted just to the single player, and they just showing hidden things, and they're still finding things to this day. Like, still hidden things, like, you know, it's gonna be, 4 years later this October, and people are still finding hidden things in the single player, and, like, they show all these hidden dialogues in the camp, and just all this crazy stuff that can happen, these random events. There's just so much content in the single player.
Oh, I believe it.
Okay, since I'm probably gonna stock up on ammo, probably won't do a bounty since it's like probably like a few minutes until that
Is that who I think it is? Been a long
King of the
time.
Castle. I just really hope we don't encounter a cheater, because if we encounter a cheater again, I'm just gonna leave, guys. I'm just not gonna deal with it.
No, they can't stop us from winning in King of the Castle, because it's not about shooting. It's about the mission objective.
Yeah, you gotta
and
hold
those kind of people are very poor at mission objectives, so we're gonna do just fine.
Okay.
I didn't put my hat on.
Why would you cheat in the game? A loser would cheat.
Go up, the more people flock to my shop. Plenty of reasons for
No
that,
problem,
Valentine.
Abinator. Are they making a PS5 version of Red Dead Redemption 2? No proof they are.
That's only rumors.
Yeah, that's...
Have you ever met anybody with a very unique name? I probably have, but I can't remember anything right now. The Sandman's voice in Scarface, The World Is Yours, is like Steven Bauer's voice in Hitman Absolution. Not complaining. I love that voice. Yeah, it's the same guy who plays Manny. Steven Bauer.
GTA 4, Manny?
Oh yeah, GTA is boring also. If you don't play these games like GTA Online and Red Dead Redemption if you don't play them with friends, it's boring. Yeah.
Hey, show us the latest respect.
No, I haven't tried out the Boss Factory. Wait, there are cheaters in Red Dead? Yes. Bumblebee, you want to see a cheater? Go back on my stream go to the first 20 minutes of my stream. The first 20 minutes of my stream when you saw me doing Fool's Gold, you'll see me fighting a cheater, and it's the Leon guy. Leon something was the guy's name. He killed me a bunch of times, and he was doing a glitch. It's on PlayStation, but it's a glitch where he can lock onto you, but you can't lock onto him. And so that was just that. Thank you, Nate, for sponsoring my channel again. Are there cheaters in GTA Online? Oh yeah, of course. No, I didn't say that, Nicholas. I mean, he might. I don't know.
Oh.
Okay.
But like,
My bad.
but like, correct me if I'm wrong on this, right? But Hitman Absolution and Hitman 1 through 3 are in the same universe, right?
Body.
Like, Hitman Absolution is in the same universe as Hitman 3, because in the Hitman 1 intro, you saw a clip, a cutscene of him killing the guy from the nightclub in Hitman Absolution. So it was, yeah, I can't believe they never answered the Birdie thing. Like, it was like, why is Birdie not a target in the next Hitman games?
Which Hitman game is it where you can get a kill with just a coin?
With a coin? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, Pro, does Robert Loggia ever appear in the Scarface game? He does the voice for the properties. Whenever Tony goes into properties, he does the voice for that. That's him.
Like, there's a kill you can get in Hitman.
Oh, the Forelli family fell apart, Alfredo, over the years. Just all the setbacks like Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City stories.
like, I forget which hitman it is, but you can get a kill with just a coin by throwing the coin at, like, the skylight and it shatters. And it would kill the target. It's pretty funny to see speedrunners do it.
I've only played one Hitman game and I sucked at it.
Happy Friday, Pro. Did you see where Shaq picked up the check for everyone in the restaurant he was dining at? Cost him $25,000. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, that's very nice of him to do that. Thank you for sponsoring the channel again, Eric. You said you heard of Donut Operator Pro. What do you think of him? I haven't seen much of his videos. I know he's like a former police officer. He does like he's pretty popular on YouTube. He does like videos reacting to like police cameras and like police body cameras, and also like talks about cases and stuff like that. But I know the guy. I just haven't watched much of him. Who's the most evil, Tony, Trevor, or Claude? Even though Tony killed the most people, Claude is the most evil because he shows no remorse and there's no emotion for his actions whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think Tony Cipriani is a psychopath because he loves his mother. He just...
Yeah, I remember that the Moz Hitman would come after you.
Yeah.
I called the hit on you. That's what makes you laugh every time.
Yeah.
His mom's insane.
And then he goes, "Oh, come on, Ma." Like, that's your reaction to that?
Like, his reaction, like, Ma. Like, it was like that.
Like a comedy routine.
Do you know what the most ridiculous one is when she takes the hit off of you? She's like, "I heard you got made, Tony. I'm taking that contract off of you." She's like, "I only did it for your best interest." You know the lengths we mothers go for their kids.
Come again?
That's what she said. She said she put out a hit contract on you to help you. That's what she said.
Oh no, I wasn't referring to that. I was referring to what she said.
Yeah, but the reason that Mas Cipriani took the hit off of Tony was because Tony was a made man at that point. And if one of the hitmen killed Tony before he became a made man, nobody would have come after Mas Cipriani. But if one of Ma's hitmen killed Tony, then the entire Leone family would come after her, because an attack on any made man is an attack on the entire family. So even if a soldier, the lowest level in the family, is killed, the entire family will go after that whoever did it.
Okay, makes sense.
Hey, I gotta be somewhere.
Did you get the invite to King of the Castle?
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Good thing you reminded me. Here it is. But
yeah, about to join the session, but
we're full right now though, Pierston. But
yeah.
It's Mas Cipriani is based on Livia Soprano, Tony Soprano's mom in The Sopranos. Baked Beans farmer
on that
role.
Scarface game is.
I played a Sopranos game, Justin.
Is that the same voice of Tony in the movie?
No. The guy who does the voice for Tony in the Scarface game is Andre something, but he does it very accurately to Tony. He's very similar to Tony.
He does. It sounds. Sometimes
you can't really tell that it's a different actor. It's Mas Cipriani, Mother of the Year. What a psycho. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Waifu.
I do like how some of the Tony's helpers would actually say lines from the movie.
Well, Vic would have never betrayed Tommy if he was alive, Alfredo. Oh, great. I can't get rid of this varmint rifle. Oops. Oh, man, that was a good shot.
Remember, I think you can call your horse in this one. So you can get to the castle quickly. Use horse ducking.
Okay,
It's gonna be upstairs in
try
the
a
building.
carbine repeater, a gun that almost no one uses. Coming over to the target. Is this inside?
It's upstairs.
You want to go up to the second level. Hang out on the second level.
Okay, I see it.
We do have
Rifle's
a
better
slip
here at
user.
this. Oh man, this no wonder this is reloading so slowly.
Is it upstairs?
Okay.
Yeah, go up to the
Cattleman.
second level.
Floor. Okay.
Haven't used the cattleman in some time.
How many guys are downstairs?
All of them.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah, all of
upstairs.
them.
I'm sorry. How many of our guys are upstairs?
What are these? Let's see, two people fist fighting each other. I saw that. It's like I was gonna try to get them both, but I only got one.
Why would you need fist fighting each other in the middle of a gunfight?
I literally saw them like tackling each other. It was just.
That's funny. Fist
Okay,
fight in the middle of a
they're coming
gunfight.
upstairs. Pay attention.
I got him. Hopefully. Oh, apparently I execute him from across the room.
Damn, missed. What? What? Okay, that was a far shot, but finally the guy's dead. That was. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, thank
He
you.
was trying to kill you with a knife.
Can you revive me? Thank you.
Coming.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm dead.
There's some guy tried to kill me. I just tackled him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun when you play without cheaters.
Yeah, cheers to come in and just ruin your time.
Oh. Oh, he's using a bow.
Oh. He died away from me.
We have to play by the rules, by Dimitri, the most evil antagonist of all time, but he never played by the rules. Yep, you're right on that game. George, thank you for the super chat.
He constantly saying that.
It's just all Dimitri manipulation when he says that.
That's a double.
Crap. Damn. Excuse my language. I was no cover there. This is a bad place to be. Dimitri is like Lorne Malvo. Yeah, very similar. Lorne Malvo is also a psychopath. That's Fargo. Oh, he's oh. Nope, he's here now. Oh, damn. I can't believe none of those shots hit him. Is the deal ending canon? I'd like to think the revenge is canon. What? Oh, come on, man. You're gonna use an explosive bow here, seriously? Well, at least he's not cheating.
Hammer! Oh.
Damn. Two swings of a machete.
Dude, I saw that guy off the cliff. Nope.
Dang it.
Ah.
Struggling to
Are
get
those
up on the
guys
stock.
killing their own teammates?
Ah.
No, you can verse posses or solo players in this. So
Oh, okay. I was like, so confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get over to that,
Right. I'm out. The guy saw me. Someone I was using a hammer to kill him.
Oh, no. That was probably a Carcano.
Carcano is a horrible.
Oh. Yeah, it was a Carcano. Well, he's a good shot at least.
Damn.
No, you dumb idiot. Why you just get out? And you got killed. My character being stupid. Evans for Peter.
Oh, somebody else is in the lead now? Oh, no. Okay.
Lancaster for Peter. Ah. One shot, I'm dead.
What? There's still somebody on it? Where's the other guy? Ah, great.
Ah.
Where is he right now? I don't see him on the point.
He's like behind that crate.
Oh, no.
Oh. Damn, I was so close.
Oh, he's right here. Right where the crown is. Right where the crown is. Somebody shoot him. I'm fighting him. Oh, damn. He was hiding right in the crown. That's what I thought he was doing. He's using some kind of tonics or something. The fact that I shot him that many times and he was still alive. Wait, did somebody kill him?
I'm in a different lobby.
Oh.
Stop range!
Okay, no. You've got to be kidding me. Holy die! Oh my god, it's like ridiculous. That was just there's no like how do you take that many bullets?
On.
That was just anybody see that? That was stupid. I don't care if there's tonics like that in the game. That's stupid. Tonics should not allow you to take that much. That's stupid.
Oh. Yeah.
Get on it, guys, quickly, because we can still win this. Oh, come on. Okay,
Oh, come on.
Oh, damn.
I tried beating him up with a hammer. Ugh.
Oh no, he's throwing stuff here.
Ah. Ah, come on.
Come on.
Then capture here.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Damn, I fell. Like, it's just...
Apparently, I drowned.
Leave me alone, players.
Let's keep, Oh, is anyone still on it? Oh, okay.
I'm coming.
Alright. No, I'm quit. I'm done.
Killed somebody.
Yeah, I kind of sucks with this game.
Oh, no. Damn. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, no, we didn't win that one. We tried our best.
This is why I don't like about online games.
Who would win in a fight, Dmitry Raskolov or Vladimir Makarov, two of the biggest piece of craps in video game history? Well, Makarov, he just has way more resources than Dmitry does.
Imagine Snoop Dogg being in a game. I think he'd get rage even more.
The fact that what I find just ridiculous is like that right there shows you how broken like tonics are in this game. Like that one instance where I fought that guy, that I was using express rounds on a cattleman, and the cattleman has 6 shots in the cylinder, and I hit him with all 6 shots before I had to reload, and he was still alive. And then I reloaded and I shot again with 6, and then I had to use the Navy revolver. So it was just the fact that you should not take that many shots. That I don't care if you're tonics or not. Tonics should not make you a god like that. That's ridiculous. But I guess yeah. I guess I'll probably wrap up the stream out. Randsburg is pretty creepy at night when it rains. But I will I guess I'll probably like wrap up the stream here. But I'll answer any questions people might have before I go. So, like, if you guys enjoyed this stream, do, drop a like if you guys enjoyed this stream. And if you're new to my channel, enjoy my content, subscribe to me. I do streams every Friday and playthroughs of other games. And I'm doing, like, a lore video soon on Vice City.
You will only find the finest
I think the moral lesson of Red Dead Redemption 1 was that you can't escape your past.
And then I guess 2 is you can't escape your destiny.
I can try out Boss Factory when I get a chance. Well, I'm gonna be going because I'm hungry. I want to eat dinner, and so I just I'm good. Simon, how are you, man? Oh, Arthur Morgan, I can escape my past.
Arthur Morgan.
What's the moral lesson in GTA Liberty City Stories? That I guess that loyalty will not always get you everything. Tony was loyal to Salvatore throughout the whole game, and Salvatore still screwed him over, not giving him the full $1 million that he promised him. No, we'll do poker another time. We did the King of the Hill instead of poker this week. I don't know what that is. It's some kind of YouTube bill, right? August, I'd have to research that. Well, more response to the community, Clay. Well, I mean, I think GTA 5's moral lesson might be forgiveness. Well, thank you, Mr. Waifu. Thank you, guys, everyone who donated and watched the stream also, and stop by the stream today. Maybe one day, Apple Dude. I loved Fargo. Maybe one day, Apple. When's more Scarface? The final part will be tomorrow.
I don't think I've ever seen the ending of that game. I've only seen
ending of Scarface game is pretty satisfying. But I guess we'll wrap it up here, guys. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed my stream. I might do the Warriors in the future for people wondering. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend, guys.